jump. Climb out on the roof, just jump, motherfucker, you a lazy little shit. Why not jump and just fucking quit? It's your own fault, boy, you never did enough. And now you're gonna pay for the fucking shit you say. Victim blaming, mental shaming, always bitching cause I'm gaming. But this shit now I'm proclaiming, and I'm aiming for the house of lies that you built on the hilt of the dagger that you staggered my ass with. Now you haggard, I'm so aggro. Call your fucking son a faggot. Why so ragged? You a maggot. See $1 and just grab it from the mouth of the starving reprobate. So much hate, bitch, I needed an escape from the rape of my sanity. Humanity is drained from my motherfucking corpse as I hit the fucking dirt. All the fucking hurt and the shit I can't recall dies with me. All the shame and the failure, I'm a terror. Fuck my mirror, time to fix this fucking error. Yeah, I'm the bearer of this shit, and I wear it on my wrist. Now it's time to cut it out and just grow the fuck up. In my mirror, it's a vision that I see of myself. Damn, I'm looking like my father, so why even bother? I'll die for my mother, so I'll never treat another the way that he fucked her. I'll break this damn cycle and jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. When there's evil in my heart and there's Satan in my veins, I'm insane. Best get stitches in my brain or a cane, cause I can't fucking stand on my own 2 feet. Feet is my only fucking path. I'ma retreat, can't rest until my brain hits the concrete. Fuck you, I'm just tired of this DC and these lies that you fucking spew, and the shit you put me through, and the shit you fucking do. But sometimes I just wonder if the shit you say is true. I'm just so damn rude and irresponsible to boot, and I'm the fucking reason mama's cutting her wrists open. I just see too much, play too much, got some shit to say too much. Never clean my cage, I must. Such a fuss, boy don't cuss. I'ma fucking take your trust, give to God and make it rust. Time to bust, mustn't lust, gonna leave you in the dust. Live a life that's unjust, into hell you will be thrust. Satan is your just reward, you don't get a fucking sword. All the time you won't be bored, only flames just rest assured. When my warnings you've ignored, you'll be punished by the Lord. Cast aside you are abhorred, grace will never be restored. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 jump.
Yo, 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 what up, and welcome to the motherfucking Hopium Den, y'all. Why am I wearing these? Don't need them. Hell yeah. Also the light. There we go. That's better. What's up, y'all? Oh, wait. Fucking... Y'all ready for this? Hells yeah. It's time, yo. It's fucking time. It's fucking time to address this shit, yo. God damn it. Chess took the fan out of here. I forgot. It's fucking hot. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Hang on, y'all. Let me grab this. Because it is really fucking hot. The minute I sit down, I'm like, holy shit, it's hot in here. Okay. I hate it because it feels like it's like winter when you step out into the hallway. But then this room is hot as fuck. Okay, that's better. We got a fan, yo. Now we got a fan. Hells yeah. So let's fix this shit. Here we go. Definitely time. Boomer on site. Lol. I'm 61 and I know nonsense when I see it. Well, then you should be well prepared for tonight. All right. Yeah. We got chat rules. We got rules for the chat. All right. Number 1, be respectful. Okay. No slurs, transphobia, racism, misogyny, homophobia, or fucking spamming or trolling or being an asshole. 2, no bad faith baiting, especially tonight. Like if you're gonna come in here and try to bait me into something I'm not even talking about, you're probably gonna get banned. Also, please conduct yourself like an adult. A rule that I so brain deadedly. I was gonna say brain deadedly. That's not a word. That I so idiotically stole from Paul because I'm so unoriginal and don't have any of my own ideas. But yeah, conduct yourself like an adult here. All right. Yeah. Don't be a child. And number 4, yeah, no doxing, bullying, threats of violence, misgendering, or other types of harassment. And yeah, no drama doesn't really play into tonight because well, I mean, what is this stream if not drama? And, now, I know what people say. Oh, Jamie's a drama channel. And, I do fucking recognize that drama streams do tend to get the most views. But at the end of the day, that's not my goal. My goal is for my other shit to be what gets most of my views. And, but... yeah, I'm fully aware that if I engage with other YouTubers or talk about them or whatever, it's gonna draw more attention. Like, yeah, I would talk about it either way though, because honestly, ever since that discussion or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it the other week, I've had a lot to say about it. It was not a pleasant interaction in the slightest. Is that cat food? Where's your cat? My cat is not in the room right now. So, yeah, she's, he is, running around the house, all right? He doesn't like to be confined to one room. He's a wild cat, okay? He's an explorer and an adventurer, okay? You can't tie him down to one room. Except when it's bedtime, yeah. Anyway. Welcome to everybody in the chat, yo. Welcome to, let's see, was it just me or was Paul trying to bait you to talk about it when you kept saying you told TJ you wouldn't? Wait, talk about what? Oh, you mean the drama shit? Yeah, probably. I actually do think Paul was trying to bait me into talking about that. There we go. Here's Skitty. Here's our baby. Hello. Say hello to Roxas. Say hello to Rox. He's like, I want to run around. Let me go. I need to explore the world. Yes. All right. Everyone, thumbs up for Roxas. Okay. Thumbs up for Roxas. He loves you all, and he died for your sins in another life. Okay. So show your love and appreciation, or else Skitty will come for you. All right. He will destroy you. He will use his expert Keyblade skills to destroy you.
No, Salty Kitty will come for you.
Salty Kitty, yeah, her too. Kiss Cat. I'm not gonna do that because I have I just put lip gloss on, and it's gonna I'm gonna get cat hair stuck to my lips. So yeah, no. Anyway, fuck yeah. Yeah, no. As I was saying, no, I did kind of get that feeling that Paul was trying to bait me into talking about that when. I don't know, dude. Very hard to read. Paul was definitely an enigma. All right, but yes, we'll be talking about that. All right, I went through the stream. I watched it a couple times now. I've gone through it and timestamped several points that I want to talk about. I decided to timestamp very little, almost nothing based on the about the pride discussion, because I think it's a moot discussion that, I mean, hang on. Let me put this in. Look. Overall, all right, I've talked about the kink at pride thing. I never really took a very hard stance on it. You know, I did think that the way TJ and Paul were talking about it in TJ's one stream was kind of really one-sided and well, what's the term? Reductive. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, I've been talking to people, I've been hearing different people's opinions, and all I really wanted was to like have a one-on-one conversation with Paul so we could sit down like human fucking beings and discuss our differences on this, and I could see his perspective and he could see my perspective. But as you guys are about to see, as you're about to see, Paul had no interest in having a regular ass discussion with me and you know, coming to any understanding. He just wanted to you know, I don't know, bludgeon me with his position and try to make me feel like an idiot for, you know, having positions of my own. Jamie, why is his face in the thumbnail? What? Have you learned nothing? What are you talking about? No, I'm talking about Paul's ego. I'm gonna put his motherfucking face in the thumbnail. I don't give a goddamn shit what anyone thinks about that, okay? You can say, oh, see, this is more proof Jamie's just trying to be a drama monger or whatever. No, what it is it's called, I'm talking about something that I know a lot of people have been waiting to hear my, you know, thoughts on that discussion we had. And yeah, I'm a YouTuber, guys. When I fucking make a stream, it's called search engine optimization, dipshit. It's called trying to make your streams and videos and shit more clickable, right? Trying to get them in front of more fucking people. I'm not going to sit here and apologize because I made a business decision to make my fucking my stream more clickable, okay? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, I really they weren't your positions though, lol. See, here's the thing. I love how like some random person that I've never seen in my chat before comes in here and tells me that positions that I held before I even knew who Vosh was aren't my positions. And, you know, that's part of Paul's problem. See, I love how Paul, and I want to point this out because everybody who's watching this stream right now, I want you to pay close attention to the people who come into this chat defending Paul. I want you to pay close attention to the dipshits who follow a person who very strongly admonishes someone for being so dumb and brain dead to, like, do nothing but just regurgitate other people's positions. And the fact that most of the people in his audience do exactly that. And the fact that, yeah, I spent a good long time doing that myself with Paul, is why I can fucking spot it and point it out and be like, yeah, you seem to be the type of dipshit that Paul is railing against. And honestly, I'll be honest here, I don't think, I don't have the most uncharitable position against people like that. I honestly don't. Because if, why is this so loud? I'm sorry. Am I loud? Am I like really loud right now? Yeah, I don't know why that's so... Hang on, let me fix this. Why is that? God fucking damn. Check. Okay. Here, I'll just turn this down a little bit. Check. Okay, that's better. All right, so, like I said, look, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and y'all can go look at my stream from yesterday if you want to see that, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people. Yeah, I don't have a super uncharitable position, attitude like Paul does towards people who don't necessarily, use critical thinking all the time to come up with their own positions, and who do just kind of copy other people. Because honestly, a lot of people in our society, and I'll say this: the type of content that Paul creates absolutely appeals to these type of people. Same with TJ. Same with a lot of YouTubers, honestly. But the way a lot of people were raised was to, look at people as, especially people who were raised religiously. They were raised to like look up to a certain, find some source of wisdom, someone to listen to and gain all your opinions from, and that you can never go against. And I spent a lot of time doing that with TJ. And I spent a lot of time doing that with Paul, and I spent some time doing that with channels like Secular Talk, and even a little bit with Vosh. But as I go down that list of people, and before any of those, George Carlin, but as I have gone down that list, I think it was when I started listening to Kyle a lot that I started and I started having some disagreements with him, and I had the instinct to be like, you know what, fuck Kyle completely. And I was like, no, but he still has some good positions. And I started realizing I don't need to just affix myself to one ideology and just go against everything that opposes it or whatever. What I should do, what most people should do, is use your brain, look around, think critically, pick and choose what people say, the things you agree with and the things you don't agree with, and use those things to form your own ideology. And as uncharitable as people want to be, and as many dumb fuck assumptions as people want to make about me, the fact is, that's exactly what I do. Okay? And just because a lot of my positions seem to align with Vosh, that's not proof that I'm not doing that. The fact is, yeah, the way I think currently, a lot of the things that I believe do align with Vosh, and there's also things that Vosh says and does that I think are dumb. And, there's still things from Paul, honestly. Paul, someone I think is honestly a really shitty fucking person that, like I said, I don't care to engage with again after this. There's still positions of his that I think are pretty good. You can get positions from anywhere, and being able to look around and pick and choose it's valuable. Another point, however, and this may come up at some point while I go through this debate, because Paul does try to attack me for this. Well, actually, because I should have said this at the time, but I didn't really think of it. But it's the truth. You can go back on my channel a year ago or a little bit longer and listen to me talking. A lot of, especially my socialist positions, a lot of them I held long before I ever fucking found Vosh. A lot of the things I hear Vosh say now and I agree with, and I might borrow a little bit of his rhetoric because he's a lot better at rhetoric than I am. So yeah, if he says something that I agree with and he says it better than I can, then yeah, I am going to borrow a little bit of that. But you can literally go back to my fucking go back in my channel, all right? You can go back in my channel and see me making a lot of the arguments that I make now back then, just not as well because, again, I didn't have the rhetorical skills to present my arguments well. And that's something that I've learned from Vosh, and I never pretended I don't. I'm very honest about the things that I've learned from Vosh. I don't pretend to not learn things from Vosh and other people, okay? There's a channel that's also, there's a YouTuber I watch that has also influenced some of my beliefs and opinions in a way, and I've never even brought her up once, but her name is Vera Wild. She does a channel called Council of Geeks, and she's another channel that I listen to, and I respect a lot of her opinions. I don't agree with her on everything, but there's definitely some things that I've heard her say, and I've been like, yeah, that's actually really fucking true, and I've adopted it into my own ideology, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, and excuse me if, I have a lot of opinions that happen to align with a certain person you don't like, all right? Just because, I bet if more of my positions aligned with someone you did like, you wouldn't be fucking calling me out for that. You'd be like, oh, yes, Jamie is based. Amazing. Holy shit. Maybe not. Some people are just infinitely uncharitable no matter what. Much like Paul. But we'll get into that. I still like Paul, but I unsubscribed from his channel because I got tired of how his streams go. Yeah, I've done the same thing. And even back when I was still, watching DFF and shit, I was like, you know what? I just don't care to watch Paul's shit anymore. I just don't. I don't. It's not It's not helpful. It's not, honestly, and here's, look, before I dive into this, I do want to say one thing, okay? And I said this at the end after the the discussion, the yelling match. I said this, all right? I do believe Paul's content, Paul himself is an extremely depressive person who is base most of his positions on emotion, and he gets very you know, a lot of his positions tend to be spite based or based on just, you know, his frustration or his annoyances, you know. You are every bit as spiteful as Paul. Like, yeah, make all your decisions about a couple fucking, like, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? I try to be very fucking charitable, and I've been very charitable to Paul up to this point. I'm not being charitable with Paul anymore. But yeah, he's a very spiteful person, very emotional person, very depressed person. And one of the reasons I watched him for so long is because it was cathartic to see someone who's angry and vitriolic and just getting mad at the world and saying, fuck everything, fuck these Democrats, fuck this and fuck that, and everything's fucking gone to shit, and you know what? Like, yeah, it was cathartic. It was cathartic to hear someone be so goddamn cynical and just have, like, this cynical outlook on absolutely fucking everything, okay? Because I was very cynical. And a lot of people in Paul's audience are very fucking cynical. And it feeds in to this, like, depressive, instinct that you have. And look, I'm not trying to shame people for their mental illnesses. I understand. I have clinical depression as well, all right? I have an anxiety disorder, and I have complex PTSD, all right? I fully understand mental illness and the giant toll it can take on someone's sanity. However, I'm going to say this. I'm not saying Paul doesn't have the right to get on his stream and rant and rave the way he does, but I am going to say it's not healthy. It's not healthy for him. It's not healthy for his audience. And all it does for a lot of the people in his audience, and I've had people that have, you know, that watch me now, or that, you know, have said, yeah, actually, I did notice that. A lot of people have come to me and been like, yeah, that's actually really true. I watched him when I was my most depressed, and I would watch him and I would get more depressed and more angry and more pissed off at the world and more cynical, all right? Look, cynicism is a useful tool. It's a valuable tool, okay? But anyone who forgoes all other tools in their toolbox and only, like, relies on one for everything or for most things, that's not smart. That's not wise, okay? I choose to try to be pessimistic and optimistic. I try to be cynical and I try to be hopeful. I try to, like, you know, I try to never do too much of one thing. I try to use nuance. All right, nuance is extremely fucking important. Nothing is ever just completely one thing or the other, okay? And no one tool is either completely useful everywhere or completely useless in all things, okay? And I'm not saying Paul is never optimistic, but from the way he acts on stream, the way he behaves, the shit he rants about, and his just overall attitude about most things in life, even when it comes to just his opinions on, like, pop culture and music and shit, and it was like, that's fucking stupid, and anyone who likes it is a fucking idiot. I want to ask Paul fans out there, how many of you have heard Paul go on a rant about something that you like and have almost questioned yourself inside and been like, oh, am I an idiot for liking this? You know, because of the way, and I'm not saying that, like, we do need to learn to, like, not let that sort of shit bother us, but, like, I am saying, like, Paul has this very negative outlook on a lot of things. He's very pessimistic, and he tries to spread that to everybody, and he tries to shit on other people's happiness. You know, someone else might like something, and it's like, ow, you're a fucking idiot. You know, someone else might have a different fucking experience from him that he doesn't understand, and he goes, yeah, you're just a fucking idiot. You're a fucking moron for disagreeing with me, for having a different perspective. Like, how fucking toxic is that? I have a community where, look, I get loud sometimes, and yeah, I argue with you guys sometimes. But you know what? Outside of that, I try to take the criticism of my audience seriously. I try to listen to it. I try to engage with it. And if I'm wrong, I try to admit it. I don't always do that. Nobody always does that. You can try as hard as you want to always admit when you're wrong, but there's always going to be blind spots. But still, At the end of the day, I make an effort, okay? I am making an effort to admit when I'm wrong, admit my mistakes, and yeah, like, Paul at one point in the debate called me out and was like, oh, just admit you're wrong, you'll feel better. And, like, I'll be honest, if this conversation could have gone a very different way, and I might have conceded several points to Paul. Especially on the pride thing. That's why I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, I do urge people to, pay mind. If you're going to keep watching Paul, I'm not saying don't watch Paul, but pay mind to your mental health before and after watching Paul and the mindsets that you have on certain things that he talks about. And, I'm not saying everyone should just adopt my political ideology and agree with me and be like, yes, let's fight for socialism in these ways and let's vote for Biden and this and that. Like, look, there are people that watch me that don't vote for Biden, that didn't vote for Biden. There are people that watch me that have very strong disagreements with me, but we talk about them. I try to engage my audience like they're human beings. I try to engage them with some level of understanding that, people come to positions for many different fucking reasons. I held many dumb fuck positions in the past, which is why, by the way, the positions that I viewed as being dumb fuck positions that Paul held, I tried to be charitable. You guys can go back on my channel over the last few months and hear me say that, yeah, you know what, I disagree with Paul on this, and I think this is really fucking dumb, but you know what, like, I get it. I get why Paul feels that way, and I don't hold it against him. I just disagree, and I'd like to talk about it. And I think that's very fucking important. Oh, by the way, yeah, what the chat is saying is true. I do believe a part of why Paul went so hard on me was because of Vosh. Because he seems to really fucking dislike Vosh and anyone who agrees with him. And yeah, look, I know I was never Paul's favorite person before I discovered Vosh, but it definitely helps him in his mind to view me as like a total piece of shit. I found it creepy how Paul continuously brought up you being trans in his streams. It was almost as if he was trying to diminish your identity. Also, I don't know that he was necessarily trying to do that, but he did try to pull queer rank on me several times, which we'll get to that. But him calling me a stupid dumb bitch always. Yeah, look, it's not the kind of way that I talk to people, but I know what Paul would say if criticized about that. He'd be like, what? I'm not transphobic. I'm treating Jamie like I would any other woman that I think is a worthless idiot. And yeah, whatever. That's fine. I don't think it's respectful to talk to people that way. There was a lot of disrespectful ways in which Paul engaged with me throughout that stream, but that's the thing. I'm not going to nitpick every little one. I do think, however, if you guys, and we're going to look at this now, I do think if we take a look at this, you guys will see what I'm talking about, and that overall, a lot of, do I have my, overall, a lot of, what Paul said to me was very disrespectful. His overall way of engaging with me was disrespectful, and, really uncharitable and really unnecessary. Yeah, I tried to engage with him in good faith. I tried to, be charitable. I even, yeah, you know what, we'll jump into it. Because I even at one point,
during the Pride,
someone in the chat asked us to compliment each other, and I was the only one who was able to levy an actual compliment towards the other person. Overall, a very telling discussion about Paul. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this. I have some timestamps, and like I said, I'm gonna skip over the Pride yelling match because look, I think Paul had some good points. I don't think he presented them well at all, not even a little bit. But at the end of the day, look, I understand where a lot of people are coming from. Pride is an event that is meant to, it's for people to be themselves. And I don't want people to not feel like they can be themselves. And while, I do still believe there should maybe be a line where we go, okay, anything approaching like actual nudity or people fucking in the streets, maybe try to keep it in its own space or after dark. But I also realize that in a lot of places, Pride is still a protest. And in those places where it's still antagonistic and where the overall culture in those areas is not pro-LGBTQ, because here's the fucking problem with this whole Pride debate that people don't realize. There are a lot of different Pride events in a lot of different cities, a lot of different states, a lot of different countries. And in most of these places, they all mean something slightly different, okay? And so in a place like Toronto, where I'm from, LGBT rights are more mainstream, and in places like that, they're not a protest anymore. They're a celebration. But in places like Texas or Alabama or Louisiana, or Southern California, or, you know, and I do realize Paul and TJ probably have a lot more experiences with those type of Pride events. Yeah, those are more antagonistic. Those are more of a protest, and I have less of an issue with that sort of thing being there. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to change what Pride is. I'm literally not, because if you look at the ways a lot of Pride events are moving in a lot of these more liberal cities, they're already doing the kind of things that Vosh was talking about. And again, all I really did was agree with Vosh and say, yeah, I think he makes some good points. He made some good arguments. And coming from my perspective, the kind of upbringing that I had, and the kind of, you know, I've always been a little uncomfortable with my sexuality, and I've never felt super welcome at these events that are super kink heavy. But I also don't have a problem with them being there. I don't want to stifle people. I don't want to stop them from being there. And I honestly, guys, you want to know, like, Paul wanted me to say I was wrong on this. Just admit you're wrong, Jamie. You'll feel better. Honestly, at the end of the day, I feel more comfortable saying, not that I was wrong. I might have been wrong about a couple things, but overall, I don't know what my position is. I don't think I take a hard stance on this. I don't. I just think, you know, I like the idea of making events more inclusive. I like inclusivity. I like accessibility for more people. But yeah, I also look, I'm not trying to be prudish, okay? I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, impose my will on other people. I think this is a very nuanced discussion that probably people far more rhetorically skilled and educated than me can hash these things out, you know? All I did was add my 2 cents and comment on the Vosh's video and the fact that it blew up and got a lot of people mad, and I guess I should have realized that adding my voice to that conversation would get people super contentious with me as well. And, you know, at the end of the day, I don't care about it as much as Vosh does, okay? That's the truth. I don't. I'm not willing to die on any hills related to this, okay? I still think Pride is a good thing no matter what, and I still want to go to one. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to one this year. I really wanted to, but, you know, maybe next year. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's it was a moot argument. And honestly, if Paul had come to me like charitably and you know, try to have a discussion in good faith, I might have told him. I might have even said in that discussion I was wrong. But look, I got defensive, and I'm not saying that was a good thing. But yeah, it's really hard when someone's like going at you super fucking hard, and attacking your character and like trying to, like, you know, just talk down to you and interrupt you constantly too. Like, holy shit. Anyway, here, let's take a look at the first timestamp here. So we'll take a peek into a little bit of us talking about Pride, and then I'm gonna move on from it because it's really dumb. Okay, it was a dumb fucking discussion, and even if Paul was right about absolutely fucking everything he said, the way he went about it was disgusting. Okay. So without further ado, let's take a look. It was that I believe it was that it was a pedophile fest or whatever, and that they're fucking. Oh no, Paul. I went a little too far back. Whatever. Paul was asking me what the meaning of Pride was, or what the contention against Pride was back in the 70s, by conservatives.
Nope.
Exposing children to. And so I that's what I was pretty sure was, yeah, it was part of the moral panic, was like, oh my god, these lefties are pedophiles. But yeah, Paul clarifies here, which yeah, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, the same old "what about the kids" was there.
Yeah, but this isn't the same argument. I'm not.
No, it isn't. But you know what it was back then, Jamie? You know what the argument that you were making took the form of back then? Men kissing men and women kissing women in the streets and holding hands. And
So I just want to make the point that, see, again, Paul is like extrapolating from my argument things that I did not say, or trying to like make comparisons to arguments I didn't make, because I never said that I never said that, it's not about just people being gay in the streets or people being, it's just people being overtly sexual. I want people, especially in places where it's not antagonistic anymore, to be able to just go hold hands and whatever with their partner. I live in a liberal area, but it's still, I feel weird in public, going out in public as a trans woman with my partner who's a woman, and, I still get weird looks and shit, and that's the fight that we're fighting. I'm not fighting for the right to be able to grope my wife in public and slap her ass and grind up on her. That was the only argument I was trying to make here, is that, we're fighting to be recognized as people, as equals to the rest of society. But whatever, I did go a little too far back with my timestamp here, but this is we'll get into the contention I have here with
having public displays of affection. And you're gonna really like this one as a trans woman. Your favorite from the 80s and 90s, men dressed like women.
Oh, by the way, so, okay, like I said earlier, I watched a video by Jessie Gender. Y'all should check it out. She made a video about kink at Pride. It was actually really good. I agreed with about 80% of her points. I actually am probably going to do a video or a stream here soon where I will watch a little bit of her video and respond to some of the points I disagree with or maybe take issue with or want to, clarify my position on. But she made a very good video with some very good points. But one of the things that I kind of contested that she said, and Paul is kind of alluding to here, is the idea of we'll see the idea that trans people were not allowed to go out in public dressed the way they were dressed because it was viewed as fetishistic. Well, I'll be honest, as a trans person who I'm a woman, okay? I feel like a woman. I enjoy dressing like a woman, not for some sexual fetish. I don't sexually get off to being dressed this way. It makes me feel more like myself, okay? It's not a sexual thing. And personally, I don't want to push that idea in society. I'm trying to push the narrative in society that, no, this isn't a sexual fetish. This isn't a kink. This is who I am, okay? And I do think that there is a bit of a difference between who you are and what your fetish is, okay? Yes, Gail, and I'm fully aware this was not a debate, okay? Yeah, no, Paul would have been disqualified within the first 5 minutes if this was a debate. I'm fully aware of that. No, this is I can't even call it a discussion. I don't even know what it was. I'm going to keep calling it a discussion for the sake of convenience, but yeah, this was but yeah, no, it's not about sex, and that's the thing. Pride isn't a sex fest. It's not a sexual fetish fest. It's a this is who I am. This is my identity, okay? And I don't feel like anyone's identity is their fetish. If it is, okay, that's fair enough, but I think that's a little shallow to make, I think people who make their whole identity, I am trans, and my identity is being trans, I think that's a really dumb way to identify yourself, and anyone who, or people who just I'm gay and that is my identity. No, that shouldn't be your identity, okay? It should be, it's a part of who you are, and look, again, if you want to express it, but and if people want to argue that they believe that people with kinks are still being discriminated against, I mean, I have heard stories of I think Jessie Gender mentioned it in her video, that there have been people who will get fired because their boss finds out that they are into some kind of fetish or something, and that's fucked up and it shouldn't happen. So if this is a thing that people feel the need to fight back against, then absolutely. But again, I just think shit that approaches nudity, in public. Like, there's a reason why we don't have nudity or sexuality in public. Okay, it makes people uncomfortable. It can it can lead to all kinds of things. Sexual assault. It can lead to just look. There's just. I don't even have a problem with it. Again, in the places where like these events are super antagonistic, but yeah. At the end of the day, I don't think like I don't feel like it's an oppressed thing in most liberal cities. I might be wrong about that, and if I'm wrong about that, I'll see the proof on that. Okay, but I do believe there's a difference between your sexuality, your identity, your sexual identity rather, or your and your sex life. Okay, I think those are two separate things. Like, being gay involves more than just, oh, I take butts up the ass. It's called, no, who I am is someone who likes other men or likes other women, right? And wants to be able to be just in as normal a relationship with them as any straight person. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable if a straight couple was in the street, like, heavily making out and shit and, like, groping each other and whatnot. Okay? Like, I take butts up the... So, whatever, y'all know what I mean. Anyway, like I said, I still think it's a very nuanced discussion, and all I'm really doing here is just clarifying my arguments that I made at the time. I really, a lot of my positions on this have changed. A lot of my viewpoints on this have kind of altered, so it's not really that important.
How are we going to put that in front of kids? How am I going to explain to kids why these two men are walking down the street shirtless with their hands in each other's back pockets?
That stuff is normalized.
And now you're doing the same shit. You're doing the same shit. And you want to act like you're not doing the same shit.
I don't believe that I am doing the same shit, Paul, because
I believe that you are doing the same shit.
No,
and I think you're an idiot if you don't see that you're doing the same shit.
No,
I just told you why you're doing the same shit.
No, because Paul... See, and he won't let me answer or explain the nuance in my argument or, anything. It's just like, no, you're doing the same shit. You're doing the same shit. Like, this is why, like, we didn't get anywhere, okay? We didn't get anywhere. This is a good chunk into the discussion already, and we haven't gotten anywhere. He's still accusing me of the same shit he was at the beginning of the discussion. So, what I want is for our society to be able to say, yes, that stuff is normal. I have no qualms with public nudity and even straight up public sex being normalized. No, don't be ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, that's a nice pipe dream, but in our current society today, here and now, no, that would not work. It just wouldn't. Okay, I'm not going to get into all the reasons why it wouldn't work, but it's really silly to think that there would be no negative consequences. Okay, again, like sexual assault would go up. Look, it just. It would be way too contentious, okay? It just wouldn't happen, all right? It's not going to happen. And, again, it makes people uncomfortable. No one should have to be... No one consented to watch you having sex in public, okay? No one consents to, like, seeing you fucking someone in the streets or seeing you have your dick out in the streets, okay? And until we have a culture where... it's overall not stigmatized. Like, we overall have, like, desexualized nudity, which we're far off from. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna work. Okay, that's not gonna work. Anyway, and yes, and yeah, there are nudist qualities where you can go that, like, yeah, you can consent to, like, being in this nudist place. Okay, yeah. It should be out in the open, but why do people need to be, like, overtly sexual out in the open? Why do people need to be
why can't they
naked? I've heard
why can't they be?
Why they can. All I've said is I don't have a problem with that stuff being at Pride. I just think maybe there should be, like, an adult section and then, like, an after hours.
Have the main Pride event be family friendly, right?
Yeah, why not?
You know that the main Pride event is not a parade; it's a protest.
Yeah. Good. And but no, again, it depends on where you are. Some places it's a parade, some places it's a protest. All right. Again, where I'm from, it's way more of a celebration than a protest. There's no need to protest in Toronto, right, in Canada. I have a question. How do you have a discussion with someone who right out of the gate dehumanizes you? That's the question of the day, isn't it? Right? very poorly. You don't have that discussion. It just doesn't, right? It just goes nowhere. It turns into a yelling match. This is the result of that very question. Okay, you're watching it. Anyway, yeah, enough with the pride shit. Let's take a look at let's go in 156 50. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, we're just gonna jump around the stream and take a look at some different points. All right.
This is your contention.
You're the one,
you're asking
Paul.
to make your contention
You're the one
for you.
running around.
DJ asked you a question. Give me a specific example of something you think Paul is stupid on.
You're the one shaming.
No confidence.
You're the one shaming people for not voting for voting for Biden. You're the one.
Yeah, I do that. Because I think it was a stupid fucking move for anybody that was a leftist to vote for that fucking creep.
And I think you advocating that people just don't vote for president was a stupid fucking position. Because I think that if more people listened to you, we would have gotten fucking Trump for another 4 years.
We're probably gonna get Trump for another 4
No,
years.
we're not.
Anyway.
Holy fuck. Now you're the one that's dumb. Do you understand what the fuck is going? But by the way, that was a bit. You can tell I was frustrated there, but I had to just feel like I had to take some kind of jab at Paul. Like now you're a fucking idiot, right? Look, I don't think it's impossible for Trump to win. I just think it's very, very unlikely, and I think I make a good point at explaining why here. Going on in the fucking Republican when I can finally get to it. But you really think Donald Trump, after the insurrection attempt, after the fucking Republican Party is literally eating itself right now? The fact that Donald Trump, Trump supporters,
a golden statue of him at the RNC.
Holy fuck! The fact that's fine. The fact that Trump supporters are more and more being viewed as tantamount to Nazis. You really think Donald Trump is going to win again? You're scared of Trump.
Tantamount to Nazis before Donald Trump ever won the fucking presidency.
But it's becoming more of the fucking popular opinion that like, yeah, these people are insane.
This is gonna sneak up and bite you right in the ass, isn't it? Some of you fresh-faced folk.
You think so? I want to point out a general inconsistency in Paul's ideology here, because you see, I love how I argued Trump is dangerous, which is why we need to vote against him, which is why we can't let him win. And Paul argues against that because he's like, no, what's more dangerous is the status quo. And letting another do-nothing Democrats win, okay? We need to actually let Trump win and, then starve the DNC and whatnot. So he holds that position, right? But then he also will bring up, oh, but Trump's coming back, and he's still a threat, and he's still coming back. And I don't know. I think that's kind of like, is he a threat or is he like? I guess he's a threat, but you don't care about it. But like, you still are gonna talk like it's still something that we need to be worried about, that Trump is coming back. Like I don't know. I don't really get that. I don't think, like I said, look, I don't think Trump himself is gonna win. I do think, however, the movement he started is dangerous, and we do need to fight against it. And there could be someone else who takes up his mantle. We could have a Marjorie Taylor Greene or someone like that, and we need to be actively fighting against that. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that voting against Trump was the wrong thing. If Trump is a threat, then Trump is a threat, and we can't let him win. A good argument to that isn't, oh, well, he's going to win next time anyway. Well, no, then you fight against him next time it's what, too, right? You fight against him in 2020 because he's a threat, and then if he's still a threat in 2024, you fight against him then too. Okay? You keep fighting against the threat. You don't say, well, it'll still be a threat if he loses, so you still gotta... Holy fuck. Like... Oh, I gotta stop saying holy fuck, right? Because I say it too much. Yeah. Let's continue. Trump is coming back.
It's gonna be like, what? He's back? What? He's polling 70%? What? But Biden did jack shit for nobody. How did this happen? Oh my God, somebody using Trump. Or it'll be Pence. You people are just, you're gonna act like you're surprised.
I'm not.
You do nothing but shit.
Like, I don't know what this argument is. Like, again, like, oh, well, Trump is just gonna come back. Yeah, again, then we'll fight against him. And, yeah, you people. Holy shit, dude. Hang on. Keep in mind, y'all, Paul later claimed that he was trolling this entire stream for 4 days. Yeah, whatever. Dude, I really, like, I don't appreciate that either. The fact that he would rather troll me than have a conversation with me. What a dick. What a douche. What a fucking douchebag, dude. You have to remember this is coming from a dude that doesn't vote. I have a hard time getting past that. Yeah. Condemning people that vote and then, like, complaining because, oh, well, Trump is going to be a threat again anyway. He's going to be a threat. He's going to come back. And, oh, you guys are going to be so surprised. You're going to be so surprised. No, I'm not going to be that surprised if fascists try to rise up again in this country, okay? Like, if anything, the Trump presidency woke me up to how much of a fucking problem, how much of a threat fascism is to this country and why we need to fight back against it. And letting fascism win because, hey, it'll come back anyway and it might win next time anyway is not a good way to fight back fascism. It's incoherent and illogical.
On people like me that are going like, whoop, 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 Trump 2.0 is coming soon.
If he is, then why aren't we working on coalescing the left?
You tell me. We're too busy shaming kings.
See, again, I can't even finish a goddamn sentence. I can't even finish a sentence. We need to be working on coalescing the left behind good policies. We need to, yes, criticize the Democrats. We need to absolutely call them out. But here's the fucking problem. People like Paul make it extremely fucking hard to criticize Biden, because the minute you start criticizing Biden, dishonest dipshits like Paul come out of the woodwork going, oh, well, see, Biden's bad. Well, this is why you shouldn't have voted for him. And then we try to go, no, he's better than Trump. Oh, is he? Well, look at this bad thing he did. Look at that bad thing he did. And he tries to radicalize people. He tries to use that to radicalize people against the DNC as a whole. And that's not helpful. It's not. We need to be able to criticize Biden. We need to be able to criticize him. Yes. Fight against him, push him hard. But, like, I love these people. Like Paul, the minute that Biden won, Paul was like, oh, anytime he did something bad, I was like, I bet Democrats aren't gonna criticize him for this. I bet they're not going to criticize him for that. And a lot of us, and I admit, I did this for a little bit, and I realized it was dumb, but you kind of have that instinct to be like, no, Biden's actually doing a good job, and fuck you. And look, that's not to say he is doing a better job than Trump objectively, and anyone who says that's not true is intellectually dishonest or a fascist, okay? But that doesn't mean he's good. That doesn't mean we should be fucking criticizing him. We absolutely fucking should. We should be fighting against the Democrats right now. We should be pushing them to do better. Yes. But it's hard when there's a huge segment of the left that goes, no, fuck you, don't even engage, and let's just shame all the Democrats who voted for Joe Biden, which is, by the way, the majority of people on the left. The majority of people on the left voted for Joe Biden. That's why he won. So, like, you're literally like one tiny little segment. Socialists, far leftists are a tiny little segment of the left trying to, like, dictate to the entire left and say, no, you shouldn't vote for the one party that comes closest to aligning with your ideologies because I'm mad. Like, holy shit. Really dumb.
Get pride.
And you're too busy shaming people who I love it too. I'm trying to, like, explain what I think we should be doing, and he interrupts me with, you want to shame people for kink at pride. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I have one take on one thing, and that's suddenly what my entire advocacy is for? He's about to fucking say also that, oh, no, you're a drama streamer, and that's all you do, because I've done a few drama-related streams. They're not even drama. I'm exposing a goddamn predator that you worked with, Paul, and still won't talk about. I don't see you pushing my... Okay, whatever. I'd be chill on that one, okay? I'm really mad at Paul about that, too, especially for the fact that, yeah, I do agree he did try to bait me several times into bringing that up. Probably so he could, go after me for, disobeying TJ's wishes and being an asshole and prove that, oh, see? Yep, you are a drama streamer. Look at you bringing that up. Holy fuck. Let's continue. Voted for Biden. So I
Yep.
guess we're both.
Don't-
I'm a bit out of the loop. Who's the Predator again? Go watch my Ben Pie Exposed streams, okay? I've interviewed 2 fucking victims so far, and Ben has been going out of his way to try to get those streams taken down, by the way. Which, by the way, the Ben Pie problem, my original one, has been taken down for privacy concerns, and I can't even appeal it for some fucking dumb fuck reason. So, yeah, people need to go check that out, because that's extremely important, and, you know, any more victims that are out there that want to come forward, that's, we're still doing that. It's just... I'm not focusing all my attention on that either. And anyone who can look at the streams I've been doing in between that can tell. Yes, Ben from DP. Absolutely. Yes, that Ben. He is a abusive, manipulative predator and an alleged date rapist. So yeah, go watch those streams when this is done or whatever. Anyway, we'll continue. And yeah, I was asked not to bring that up on TJ's channel or on DFF or whatever because they don't want to have the drama shit related, and there's certain legal reasons TJ doesn't want to go into it, so whatever, fine. Okay? But I'm not going to stop talking about it because it needs to be talked about. Anyway. Wasting our fucking time. I guess we're both wasting our...
boner move.
I can't...
Yep.
I guess we're both...
4 more years of Trump right now would be way worse than 4 more years of Trump 2 years from now. What's your utilitarian view on that one, Jamie?
I believe
do nothing. Biden presidency pause between 2 Trump terms.
I believe
is materially better than 2 Trump terms concurrently and then a leftist presidency.
If Trump comes back, then I advocate that we fight against him and we don't let him fucking win. But right now we have a Democratic majority. We should be focusing on getting shit done. Not saying that, oh, fuck the Democrats, they're not doing anything.
You should be focusing on getting things done. Like what? Kink shaming pride?
Holy fuck. I'm not...
What are you doing?
I'm trying to advocate for policies that I actually believe will have a positive effect.
Aren't you just doing like drama streams where people are revealing like behind the scenes info and shit?
No, Paul. In fact, before I started...
Look how he brings that up and also tries to trivialize it. Oh, you're doing drama streams.
I gave victims, Paul, victims of abuse and alleged date rape, a platform to come on and fucking talk about it, which is a hell of a lot more than you would do on this fucking issue. You fucking dishonest fucking dipshit. Like, no, that makes me really mad that he kept alluding to that, but he knew I wasn't gonna, like, go against TJ's wishes and bring it up. He knew that, but he kept alluding to it. And knew how was I supposed to explain myself? I almost feel like I should have just said right then and there that, you know, yeah, Paul, I'm working on exposing a predator that you used to work with. That I haven't heard you call out. You saw my streams. I know you watched my interviews. I'm not saying direct people to my fucking channel, but yeah, let people know that Ben is a fucking predator. Like, if I was working with someone who was a goddamn predator, who exhibited a continuous pattern of abusive behavior, even if I wasn't working with them anymore, yeah, I would want to talk about it and let people know how much of a piece of shit they are so that there's not more victims. That's what I care about. But Paul is more interested in the fact that my channel is growing from that. And because he already doesn't like me and already views me as like a Vosh sycophant I'll show you later what like Paul betrays himself and what his true problem is with me, which is the fact that I've had the audacity to grow in any way off of his community when I clearly am just not deserving. That's his real problem with me. And rather than putting that shit aside and realizing that there's bigger fucking shit at play, which is what I did when I started dealing with these victims of Ben, instead of realizing that, no, he tries to use it. He's weaponizing it, by the way. He's the one weaponizing that whole thing. And also, I'm clipping... And he's also, oh, I'm sorry. And he's also acting towards discrediting me in the minds of brain dead dipshits in his audience that don't make their own opinions, don't go listen to all sides of the story, and will just hear now Paul's ego saying Jae Darké is a fucking moron and an idiot and a drama streamer that shouldn't be listened to, and they're gonna say, yeah, well, even if they hear about the stream or they hear about Ben, me exposing Ben, they're gonna automatically be like, oh, well, that's just from Jae Darké, the idiot that Paul destroyed. I don't need to listen to that. That's the effect he's having. Because he doesn't care about putting aside our personal differences for a bigger cause. He literally doesn't. In fact, here, I'm going to jump to that. I'm just going to jump around because I don't, where is it? Oh, yeah, I'm going to jump to this real quick. This is a bit later in the stream, but I think it belies the good point. Here we go.
With dumbasses like you
Paul,
dragging their heels and voting for the kid sniffer.
I am for leftist advocacy, whatever type of leftist
Stop voting for the DNC then, because there's no leftists over there.
I am for whatever leftist advocacy.
Hold on, Paul.
I
I wanted to jump in with a commentary from.
By the way, I just want to point out, TJ, like, I love how Paul wasn't the only person. I only realized this the more I listened back to it. TJ interrupted me quite a fucking bit. So anyone saying TJ was a great fucking moderator, no, he wasn't. He was actually a terrible fucking moderator. This was actually quite fucking laughable. Okay. Many points in this discussion, I tried to make a point or I was in the middle of saying something and TJ would interrupt me to read a fucking super chat because that's all he fucking cared about. And whatever. Oh, well, I'm TJ and I admitted that all I cared about was the money. Yeah, but it's still shitty of you, especially when we're trying to have a conversation and I already can't get a fucking word in edgewise and you know, like, hold your fucking super chats until no one's speaking or whatever, okay? Or hold them till later. Like, yeah, holy fuck, that really did annoy me. And there are several examples throughout this entire stream of TJ doing that. But yeah, whatever.
Brianna Camp for $5. Paul will never get his ideas going. The way he speaks to people, it's disgusting and rude. Don't mock the people you want to win over.
Oh my God, dude, Brianna Camp is a regular in my fucking ideologies, number one. Number two, I don't really give a
He's actually, like, Brianna Camp is another person that Paul will shit on from his community for disagreeing with him and having other opinions and just be like, oh, she's a dipshit, she's fucking dumb and stupid. You know, like, anyone who has a different perspective than you is a fucking idiot.
fuck about winning people over, Brianna. I guess that's a filler in my fucking ideologies, number one. Number two, I don't really give a fuck about winning people over, Brianna. I guess that's a personality flaw.
Did you hear that? I don't really give a fuck about winning people over in my ideology. That's the problem. Overall, Paul doesn't give a fuck. He's not trying to win people over. He's not trying to fucking convince people. He admits it right there. I don't care if I pull people over. Then what the fuck is a movement? Dude, I didn't say TJ was being malicious, but I am going to call him out for being an idiot and an asshole, okay? Yeah, he knows he's an asshole, by the way. And he knows he's a grifter. Like, he jokes about it, okay? TJ is my friend, but I have every fucking right to call him out for what I think was a very unprofessional way of handling this whole entire thing. And whatever, TJ's not a debate moderator, so I'm not going to hold it against him too harshly. But no, I absolutely think it was really unprofessional. Yeah.
The victims certainly don't seem to think you're in the wrong. Ben is a predator. You're in the right.
Well, thank you. And yeah, look, and I'm not saying Paul has this huge, like, influence that he's gonna, like, turn everyone against me and what I'm doing, but, like, it just kind of, it's just kind of annoying that, like, I'm trying to do this thing that I believe is a good thing, and Paul, rather than understanding what I'm trying to do, instead decides to be super uncharitable, assume I'm doing it just for drama and clicks and views, like, and I knew before I started talking about this that I was going to get shit for, oh, you're just trying to clout chase, Jamie. You're just trying to get drama for views. Like, I knew people were going to criticize me, and I didn't fucking care. Because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let cynical, bad faith dipshits that think the way Paul thinks prevent me from doing a thing, okay? that I believe in doing. I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to allow someone to influence me that harshly again into, oh, well, I'm not going to doubt myself in that way. Fuck you. Fuck all of you who are out there singing like, oh, well, see, Jamie is a clout chaser. No, fuck off. Fuck off. You can believe that if you want. You can be super uncharitable. Like, I don't care. Because I believe that the effect of what I'm doing is positive. I've already, you know, gotten the message out to more people. I've already... If you were clout chasing, fucking Paul's ego in the thumbnail isn't the way to go, lol. No, if I'm a YouTuber and I'm doing a stream talking about another YouTuber, not putting that person's face in the thumbnail is not the way to go. Because, look, again, I'm not... There's a difference between doing something expressly for clout and for views and doing something that you're going to do and making a decision that, okay, since I'm doing this already, I might as well optimize it. I might as well make it a more clickable fucking stream that gets more people's attention. I'm not going to apologize for trying to get my viewpoints in front of more people, especially given the fact that more people saw my discussion with Paul on TJ's channel than they did on my channel. So most people didn't get to hear even what I said after the debate on my own channel, okay? So yeah, I want my fucking side out there. Fuck y'all if you want to be fucking bad faith and holy shit. Whew. Anyway.
Law of mine, but I'm not out here to politic.
What are you doing
I'm out
then,
here
Paul?
to say what I believe.
What is no confidence?
Dude, and I'm sorry, hold on, Jamie, quit fucking jumping in.
Oh, I love how, yeah, the first time in this, like, this is like at least an hour into the discussion, and he, the first time I interrupt Paul because I want to hold his feet to the fire on some dumb shit he just said, and, oh, shut up, Jamie, know your place. Know your place. That, by the way, is... That might as well have been all that Paul fucking said. He might as well come on the stream and be like, shut up, Jamie, know your place, and then left. Because that's the gist of his attitude towards me. I don't know my place. I don't know my place. I need to be a good woman that speaks only when spoken to. Oh, yes, mister, I'm so sorry I'm so sorry I spoke out of turn. Yeah, someone said I was racist for doing that, by the way. No, that wasn't racism. That was me memeing about the fact that, yeah, back in the day, women weren't allowed to speak out of turn or you know, say something that wasn't their place. And what is this place bullshit? What is this hierarchical nonsense? Speak to me like I'm a fellow fucking human being. And this is a problem that I have with Paul overall, is that he acts like it's some fucking like privilege to be in his presence for him to like grace me with this discussion. I should be thanking him because he spent 2.5 hours yelling at me. I don't know my place. Holy shit. You can interrupt me, but I can't interrupt you.
She didn't ask you shit, Jamie, so please know your role. Just sit down and
I need to stay in my place, mister.
Oh, okay, so you want to answer the $5 super chat? Okay, let me get out of my lane then. Go ahead.
How are you going to win people over? Like, what is no confidence if you're not trying to win? What are you even talking about then? You don't want to win people over? Like, what is this? You're not trying to win me? You're not trying to win anyone over? What is a movement then if you're not trying to win people over? Like, what are you doing other than just getting performatively mad? That's all I see from your fucking channel. That's all I see from any movement that you claim to be a part of.
But if it gets big, you'll join it though, right?
Okay, let me fucking clarify. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I just wanted to use that as an example. Well, let's go back a little bit. Okay, here, let's go to something that I actually let's go to something that where I actually believe I didn't do too well. Let's go to a mistake I believe I made. And you guys can tell me what you think. There we go. So this is, Paul tries to corner me on, oh, well then if you're not just a Vosh sycophant, then what do you disagree with him on? Because I remember getting that argument about TJ too. Oh, if you're not a TJ sycophant, what do you disagree with him on? Even after I stopped being a TJ sycophant, I still get that. Like, oh, well, what do you disagree with TJ on? And that's why I started overcorrecting for being like, oh, well, I disagree with him on this, this, and this, and this. Which I still do disagree with TJ on a lot, but yeah. Anyway, let's look at that here. I don't like violence.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Taken?
Hold on. Stop for a second. So, just really quickly, what is Vosh's position on that you disagree with?
And I don't know. I think it's kind of weird the way TJ like tries to like whatever. At least he's giving me no. Actually, I was gonna say he was being uncharitable and acting like he was like putting me on trial, but I actually realize now that he was more giving me a chance to say what my position was without Paul interrupting me. So yeah, I'm not gonna go after TJ for that. I'm not gonna go after TJ in general. I just don't think he moderated this as well as he could have. But overall, this is about Paul. Okay, I'm not attacking TJ here. I've done other streams with that, and there will probably be ones in the future where I criticize TJ. But this isn't about TJ. This is about Paul. Vosh has talked about the need for engaging in violence at times. And, oh, look, I say. Which, by the way, Vosh has never like outright come and say. He has made some vague gestures towards the idea that like, you know, oh, we need to like engage in violence in these certain circumstances or whatever. And I'll be honest, guys, I actually disagree with him too harshly on that. And I also am about to bring up the gun thing here, where I think if we're forced to, you know, that's fine. But I don't think it should be pushed forward. I don't think it should be advocated for that we do violent shit. And I don't like his gun takes. I don't like guns, and I don't like the idea that like, oh, we need to be pushing more leftists to have guns. So, and I'll say this too, the gun thing. All right. I'll be honest, these are two things that I don't even disagree with Vosh that harshly on, but because of, I felt cornered. I'll be honest, I felt cornered in this, and especially when TJ, in the moment, I kind of felt like TJ was ganging up on me too and be like, oh yeah, well, what do you disagree with Vosh on? But whatever, again, TJ was just giving me the chance to clarify. The thing here is, I felt cornered. I felt like I need to find something to disagree with Vosh on, which was dumb. I should have just said, in fact, here's what I should have said, honestly. Look, yeah, I agree with a lot of Vosh's takes. And one of the reasons I disagreed with a lot of Vosh's takes, or one of the reasons I agree with a lot of Vosh's takes, is because a lot of the shit he's saying is stuff that I was saying before I even knew who Vosh was. Like I said earlier in this stream, y'all can go back a year or more back. Well, I think I started watching Vosh in like April, May. When it was around the time TJ had his discussion with him. It was shortly before TJ had his discussion with him. I'd watched Vosh a little bit, and then I watched that stream with TJ and Vosh, and I got really into Vosh, and I was like, oh yeah, and I started watching a lot of his content. But if y'all go back in my channel before that, you can hear me talking about a lot of the exact same policies that Vosh pushes that I now advocate for, and I do use a lot more of Vosh's rhetoric because I believe that Vosh is a much better rhetorician than I am. He's better at presenting these ideas than I am, and so the fact that a lot of these ideas, that positions that I've held for many years, and you guys can go back, like I said, see me arguing with my old co-hosts and my old chat about socialist policies and shit that I believed in, and that positions that I had come to on my own, actually, like literal positions that I come to on my own, like, yeah, we need well, you know, not just free healthcare, but we need free schooling, we need free decommodify housing, we need you know, I've always complained about how like workplaces are too hierarchical, and I don't like the way it feels like, you know, we're being controlled by the corporate machine. And I've even before I got politically conscious in any way, I've always been adverse to that sort of thing. I remember the first time I got a job at Little Caesars, I felt like I was selling my fucking soul away to a corporate overlord, and I felt dirty inside. I've always been a fucking socialist. At least to some extent. But yeah, no, that's a good point. I couldn't have said all of that in the environment provided to me. No, that's true. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the donations, Kyle Bradley. Thank you for the last one as well. That's much appreciated. It really helps me out. Yeah. it's very hard to say what I wanted to say. And so I kind of got defensive, and I was just like, because I actually kind of rewinded my brain back like a few months. When I first heard Vosh talking about the gun take, I was very much against it. Vosh has honestly kind of won me over more and more on that argument, even though I do agree. I don't like gun culture, and I don't want to intensify gun culture in this country. I want gun culture to be lessened. But I do also recognize that, hey, right-wingers have a lot of weapons too. They have a lot of weapons. They have a lot more than us. So, and if there's ever a fascist uprising, it's going to be, it's going to be them taking to the streets, shooting us. So we should have a way to defend ourselves should that time come. So I actually do advocate for lefties to own guns if that's what they feel they need to do. But I also heavily advocate against bringing them in public. I advocate against taking them to protests because I think taking guns to protests is what gives the right fuel to cause violence and to justify violence once it's already happened. Okay, how many black people have been shot in this country, not even at protests, but just in general, and then after they're dead, it's like, oh, well, they had a gun. They had a gun on them, so see, they were probably trying to cause violence. Like, yeah, I don't think it's smart to bring guns to shit like that. But yeah, no, I do think and look, so I'm gonna say this. I shouldn't have like gotten defensive in this moment and just tried to make up an example of something I disagree with Vosh on, because this is fallacious bullshit anyway. It's, oh, show me something you disagree with to prove that you don't agree with this person on everything. Like, even if I agree with 100% of Vosh's takes, which I don't, but even if that were the case, so fucking what? Like, you can be uncharitable all you want and say that, oh, well, it's just proof that you don't come to your own positions. But I know personally that when I hear Vosh say something, whether I agree with it or not, I listen to it and I try to in fact, in my head, I've actually made the exercise. And again, this isn't something that anyone can see or that I can even prove, but I've made the exercise of, I've tried to make the habit of doing the exercise of, okay, Vosh just said this thing. It sounds reasonable, but is it? Okay, do I believe this? Does this make sense? Does it make sense from this perspective? What about that perspective? And I try to and yeah, more often than not, and maybe it's just because of where my headspace is at and who I am currently, and the things that I believe and hold at my core beliefs right now, but for the most part, a lot of what Vosh says resonates with me, and I think a lot of it is correct. And here's another good reason why I believe that there's nothing wrong with agreeing with a lot of Vosh's takes. A lot of Vosh's takes are not just Vosh telling his audience what to think. I think Paul thinks that that's what it is, because that's kind of what Paul does. He tells his audience the way things are, and he'll argue with them, but more in a like, no, you're an idiot, and here's why you're an idiot. And he uses bully tactics to like strong arm people into falling in line with what he believes. Vosh, on the other hand, and this is one of the reasons why I really respect Vosh. Vosh actually has discussions with his audience and has a number of times been proven wrong by his audience and said, oh, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I admit that. Okay. Yeah, and he's changed his position. He has literally changed his position live on stream many fucking times. Many fucking times. So that's why I like Vosh, because his opinions aren't just his opinions. They're formed by a collective. A lot of Vosh's takes are basically peer-reviewed on the spot by a gaggle of leftist thinkers that don't just agree with everything he says, but challenge him constantly. So, yeah, that's why I even do think it probably is a little more defensible to just agree with everything Vosh says than other people. It's still not a good practice, and it's something you should learn to, lessen. And look, I'll say this. Are there things that sometimes I hear Vosh say and I just like, go along with it because it just seems to make sense. And yeah, Vosh is usually right. Yeah, and I shouldn't do that. And I'm working to not do that more and more. And that's why I've been, for the last several months trying to remind myself constantly, like, okay, Vosh said this. It sounds reasonable. You agree with him on most things. However, how reasonable is it actually? And I try. We don't always succeed in that, guys. Nobody does. I like, and as I pointed out several times in this fucking discussion, nobody, not a single goddamn person, not even Paul, who wants to act like he's all high and mighty. It's not true. Not a single goddamn person forms their opinion in a vacuum. They just don't. We're all influenced by someone to one extent or another, okay? And even if, by the way, Paul is right and all I am is just a repackaging of everything Vosh says, well, you know what? Again, that's not true because there's a lot of shit I talk about that Vosh doesn't talk about. But even if that was true, I believe that a lot of what Vosh is saying is correct. But here's the case. Here's the fact. A lot of people out there just don't like Vosh for some reason. They just hate him. And I've even gotten people that absolutely hate Vosh to agree with some of his positions that I agree with. By arguing them in a slightly different way. And overall, what it reminds me of is something that I used to hear the guys over at the Atheist Experience say all the time. When they would talk about the fact that, like, look, they were all basically saying the same thing, but, like, they all have different approaches. And sometimes it takes different approaches to win people over. Okay? Not, like, in terms of, like, atheism, Some people need someone who's going to sit there and, engage with you and be like, okay, yeah, so what are these doubts that you have? And some people need the kind of shit that Matt Dillahunty does where he gets mad and he goes, no, this is why this is fucking dumb and illogical. And, it takes all types, okay? And I believe in the same principle here on the left. I believe that we need to, we need to push these ideas that we believe in, and it's very hard to convince a lot of people using, like, I could just say, oh, everyone needs to watch Vosh, just go watch Vosh, and you'll have, like, Vosh will learn you, okay? Vosh will teach you exactly how you're supposed to advocate for leftism and what we need in our society and this and that, but why would I do that when it's clear there's people out there that don't like Vosh, don't like his approach. So even if I'm preaching some of the same messages that he is, I'm going to give my own approach. I'm going to give my own style to it, my own flair. And over time, more and more, I believe I will. And I have distinguished myself more and more from the people that I watch. Okay? I know the Atheist Experience is hated, but no, I don't know why people hate that show. Look, if you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. And I've grown out of it because I've moved past atheism, but I've realized how valuable that show is for a lot of people. It was extremely valuable to me early in my atheism, and I'm still just a baby atheist compared to a lot of people. I've only been truly an atheist for like 5 years, maybe a little longer, but like that's about it. And for some people, they need like they need to hear better arguments for the shit they believe now, and it can be very valuable. And for people that are still in religion, that show is valuable for, pulling them out of it. So I'll never shit on that show for that reason. But yeah, you may have some agreements that with that ideological vlogger, but you are your own. Yeah, that's the point. And again, like I said here, like I talk about issues of like child abuse and abuse in general far more than Vosh does. Like I don't even think I've heard Vosh talk about some of the issues of child abuse that I've brought up. My like we need to fund CPS thing. My idea for how we can overhaul the foster system and how it needs to be overhauled. I don't hear anybody else talking about that shit. But like, again, it's very hard to bring all of that shit up in the course of this discussion. Have your guns if you want them, but like I don't want to further gun culture in this country. I think there's too damn many fucking guns already.
Them, but I don't want.
Yeah, stop pushing gun culture.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Paul. Would you? So it seems to me, and Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, that Jamie is saying that an area of disagreement with Vosh would be that she does not like his gun positions or his references to even eventual violence. So Jamie finds herself more pacifist than Vosh. Would you say that is a significant deviation from the ideology of Vosh enough to satisfy you that she is not a Vosh sycophant? And if not, why
Vosh
not?
is incredibly.
See, the fact is, there is no amount of evidence that I could have given to Paul to prove to him that I wasn't a Vosh sycophant. None. Doesn't matter. I could have been, I could have said anything. Like I could have torn apart half of Vosh's entire ideology, and Paul still would have been like, no, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. I could have brought up timestamps. I could have brought up streams from before I ever watched Vosh and see, here's me agreeing with Vosh before I even knew who the fuck he was. But it wouldn't have mattered because Paul already made up his mind about me before this even started. So yeah, it's never good enough with Paul. It never was gonna be.
Pacifistic. He doesn't preach violence at all. I don't know what take she's talking about. He
I
doesn't
watch
talk
Vosh.
about he has a standard fucking lefty position on the riots that.
And yeah, I was trying to say there, I watch Vosh more than you do, Paul, which that is true, and I know more of the little positions that. But either way, still, I still, it was dumb of me to bring that shit up when I don't disagree with Vosh on those things. I just I was really desperate for an example to prove Paul wrong, but that was really dumb. Not a way to. Again, this whole thing was so terrible. I don't know how I could have reacted better other than to just say, yep, I agree with Vosh and everything. What's your point? Yeah, he was just trolling, guys. He was just trolling. Notice whatever. More criticism he got, the more it was just oh, whatever, guys, I'm just trolling. I was trolling Jamie. What?
That's what I'm looking for.
Gotta be a super chat.
It's gotta be a super chat. I can only see super chats. I'm blind to regular chats. Would you man the same family-friendly environment in gatherings like concerts and festivals? I'm assuming that's towards Jamie. I guess that's could be towards both of you.
Because pride is I don't want to argue with the pride thing anymore. God fucking damn it. All I did was. Thank you for the $5 once again, Kyle Bradley. Really fucking appreciate that. Hells yeah. Fucking say that, yeah, I don't disagree with Vosh, and everyone's fucking jumping down my throat I'm fucking trying to change.
Just say I'm wrong, Jamie. It'll feel better. You'll feel better at the end. Just say I was wrong about that.
Hold on, we got a question for Paul. Paul.
See, again, Paul doesn't act in a way that welcomes the I was wrong, because even if I said I was wrong about anything, Paul would just be like, "Heh, told you so, fucking idiot." Again, this whole debate, the whole thing to sum up this debate is damned if you do, damned if you don't. It doesn't matter what I did during this debate. It was not going to go well. Paul was not interested in engaging with me in good faith at all.
Paul, are your opinions all just reactions to the fact that you lost a chunk of your audience to Vosh after embarrassing yourself on his stream?
Yes.
Oof. Oh my God.
I believe that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that I do believe that. He's mad because ever since his interaction with Vosh, a lot of people, it's not just that, but a lot of people will bring up a lot of Vosh's takes or will argue with him, And look, again, I think a lot of the shit that Vosh says is really on point, and a lot of the shit that Paul says is incoherent. So I think it makes sense that people are criticizing him for that shit, but Paul is just bitter and really fucking pissed at Vosh and hates Vosh and all of his fans. So anyone who agrees with Vosh must be a worthless fucking sycophant. Yeah.
Yeah, man. When I fucking embarrassed myself in front of Milo, man, I knew right at that moment that my fucking career was over and done. And I don't know if it'll ever recover from this Milo debacle.
No, they said Vosh.
Anything else?
They said. So by the way, I didn't catch what he was doing there at the moment, but even when I did realize what he was doing, that was really fucking dumb. This is just deflect to another event. No, Paul, your behavior, especially the way you interact with Vosh on Twitter and his fans on Twitter and shit, and the way you talk about him and his viewpoints, yeah, you absolutely seem like you're bitter towards Vosh. Yes, you do. Okay. Maybe stop acting like that if you don't want people to accuse you of that. What? Holy shit. When you talk to Vosh, what?
Origin of language, $4.99. I'll debate Paul and his no confidence, but he's a coward and never responds to my criticisms.
Hey, Jamie, hold on, wait a minute. Reread that one for me in a minute. But Jamie, you're a dumbass who the joke flew right over your head. The point was, I've fucking stood toe to toe with Milo during the height of his popularity and was told by a bunch of empty-headed, gong-headed, fucking mutton-headed buffoons just like you that my career was over. You lost your audience, don't do it.
I never said his career was over, by the way. But yeah, I love how he's just trying to, like, this is fallacious reasoning, dude. Oh, you're saying that no one said your career is over because of Vosh. We're saying that you are extremely triggered by Vosh, and you clearly have are super bitter towards him and his ideology. And yeah, no one said you lost your career due to due to Vosh, but like, yeah, you did lose some subscribers, or you lost some viewers to Vosh, and you even lost some viewers to me around that time. I don't know if you know that, Paul, but there are people that don't watch Paul anymore who are just like, yeah, Vosh makes a lot of good points, and Paul's ideology is really incoherent. But like, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, it's clear you're triggered by that, Paul, and it's clear that you're taking out that frustration on me. Absolutely, 100%. No, I didn't say.
And here I am, still cashing fat motherfucking.
No, I'm not
checks,
saying
Jamie.
your career's over, but I'm saying
Well,
I think
now
you are
walking
bitter.
back-
I
now
think you
walking
are
back like
no.
a punk
I think
fucking
I
ass.
think you are fucking bitter about Vosh. Yeah,
Don't
which is
think
why
you're
you
weak bullshit,
you
Jamie. I ain't bitter about shit.
what?
I've been doing this
You know
since
what,
you was in
Paul?
diapers,
You know what?
motherfucker. Don't
Yeah,
tell
that's
me
nice.
what.
Yeah, that's nice. I agree with
I
everything.
shit on your fucking chest, motherfucker.
We were there.
I
I
pulled
agree.
down my pants and I shit on your stream, bitch.
I agree with everything Vosh says. Fine. All you do is disagree with everything Vosh says.
You're a fucking
True. Based. And he's not going to respond to that, by the way.
snooze, Jamie.
I'm a
You're a new streamer.
Like, I make a criticism towards him and just ad hom. That's all he can do. That's all Paul can do. Attack my character, call me an idiot, make vague insults towards me. Like, holy fuck.
You're a fucking restreamer of Vosh's content. You take something that's presented eloquently,
a lot of people
and you
disagree
turn
with
it
you.
into an
Holy fuck.
insane fucking 2-hour ramble that nobody's gonna fucking listen to.
A lot of people do.
You're a fucking empty-headed buffoon.
I do my own
leech
shit.
on the fucking popularity
Wait,
of
hold
other
on.
people. You
Hold
have
on
been
here.
your entire fucking career, and that's
Hold on.
that.
Oh, let's
on,
get
wait a
down to
second.
this, Paul. Is
Wait a
that what
second.
this is about?
Wait,
Is
hold
that
on.
what this is
Hold
about?
on.
You don't like that I
Wait,
fucking
1 second,
gained
1
prominence
second.
off of your fucking
Order,
community, Paul?
order.
I love how it does annoy me the way TJ like interrupts like what I was about to say. I was making a very good point towards Paul, and we were finally about to get to the bottom of his problem with me, because again, he does view me as a hanger-on who gains prominence in other people's community, and I'm a piece of shit because of that, because I'm just somehow undeserving. Won't go into reasons of why I'm undeserving, just I'm an idiot now and I have my own opinions. Even if that was true, by the way, like, dude, there are people that are uneducated, that have a hard time forming their own opinions, that didn't learn to critical think. How dare you fucking shame people for that? You realize again, Paul, there's people in your fucking audience. There's people in your fucking audience who had similar upbringings to me, where I know that I've seen them in your audience, Paul. They have similar upbringings where they were not taught to think critically. They were not educated on jack shit. And so now they get all their fucking opinions from you. You're shitting on your own audience, Paul. You're literally shitting on your own audience. And the only people who are going to like be opposed to that criticism are either people who are literally just ignorant to it, or people who are too stubborn to admit that for themselves. But you know what? I'm not going to shit on those people. I'm not going to shit on those people, because you know what? I understand a lot of people come from a lot of different places in life. A lot of people have their own experiences that I don't understand. I know most people will never understand what I've been through, and I'll never understand what a lot of other people have been through. Where do you get off being so goddamn uncharitable to people who just don't know as much as you, maybe? Just haven't been educated as much. Have never been taught properly to think critically. Fuck you. You're an elitist fucking asshole. Like, we get it. You're super smart, and you form all of your own opinions except for the ones that you that you pinch off Jimmy Dore. Like, holy fuck.
Hold on. I have a gavel, all right? Order. Motherfuck. Paul and Jamie, would you have preferred a more structured debate? Says Dylan.
See, no, I do. I stand by that criticism of TJ, dude. Let us finish speaking. Especially like Paul got to interrupt me so fucking much, and I barely got to finish a goddamn thought. Like, holy shit! I really do wish he'd have shut his fucking mouth and interrupted us. Not at least not while I'm in the middle of trying to fucking make a point, where I barely got to make a point in the whole fucking course of this argument without being interrupted by either Paul or TJ. But as Paul points out, I should just be lucky to even have been invited here. I should be grateful that I was brought to a channel so far above my station. Holy fuck.
Mauser Shulk.
No, I would have. I like this kind of. This is not a debate. I like this kind of shit.
Yeah, Paul, and that's true, because Paul doesn't like having a structured debate because he knows he probably couldn't win one. No, Paul thrives when he's in an environment where he can get mad and yell at people, where he can treat people like Brett Keane. Holy fuck. I would have preferred a proper discussion of some sort, not a structured debate necessarily, but you know, again, two people sitting down, talking out ideas. Okay. Here, let's yeah, here's what
Rare
all it was ever gonna
Stern
be.
says, hey, what do you fellas think of Jimmy Dore, based or cringe?
Based.
Oh yeah, Jimmy
yeah.
Dore.
That's the person Paul gets a lot of his opinions from. Oh yeah, force the vote, guys. Don't vote for Democrats, guys. He's so infuriating. I love how I make a valid criticism once again, and it, what? Huh? What? Huh? Like, holy fuck, Paul. Like, he won't engage with that. He won't engage with any criticism that I have that you know, seems to hit home. I wonder why. Just continue the trolling. Ignore all criticism, deflect, and just continue trolling. Holy fuck. What do you mean what? What do you mean what? A lot of your force the vote was not a good position, but I'm not arguing that here, okay? I've done several streams in the past explaining why force the vote was fucking dumb and why all it was going to do was discredit the idea of Medicare for all, and it was a performative gesture that was going to have no positive effect. Even Jimmy Dore admitted it wasn't going to have a positive effect. He all but admitted that it was performative in nature. Oh, but then when it's not voted for, then we're going to see all the people that didn't vote for it, and we're going to know who's against us. When we already know that. We know that the only people who are really on our side are Bernie and the squad. Maybe a few others. Yeah, force the vote accomplished jack shit, and it was never going to accomplish jack shit. Anyway. This didn't have a moderator. Fact. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. Yeah. TJ was not much of a moderator here.
Box
a lot of your brain
says,
dead
let's be
takes
honest,
come
this was
from
really about Vosh. I don't think I'm gonna be able to disrupt this, but just letting you
Then
know
stop trying to interrupt it, TJ. Yeah,
so
Paul.
I get all my takes from Jimmy Dore.
Not all of them, but yeah, a lot of your brain dead takes. I hear Jimmy Dore spewing that shit first. Yep.
Okay, so
my point.
Jimmy Dore has similar takes to my takes.
Yeah.
What's your contention?
Yeah, that's my point. Vosh has similar takes to my takes. I can make the same goddamn argument.
No, you parrot exactly what fucking Vosh said.
No, I don't. I literally don't, and I literally give my own perspective on things all the fucking time. And I do not if I was just a copy of Vosh, I wouldn't even bother. People might as well just watch Vosh at that point. There's a reason why there's so many people in my audience who don't enjoy watching Vosh who watch me. Okay? Because I'm not Vosh. And I'm not just a carbon copy of Vosh. And I get it. You're not just a carbon copy of Jimmy Dore either. But you do borrow a lot of his positions, and I don't think that's a problem. If you hear something that Jimmy Dore says and you genuinely agree with it, fine. But that was my point. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It's to show people Congress wasn't on our side. Dude, the majority of Americans were not
already on board with Medicare for all you would have done was coalesced the far left who already wanted Medicare for all and already were against most people in Congress, okay? The regular, middle-class, white, suburban liberals, which are the ones that we actually need to be pulling over right now, would not have been swayed by that in the slightest. In fact, a lot of them would have viewed us as fucking idiots for being willing to die on the hill of Medicare for all when it wasn't going to happen anyway. It would have hurt Medicare for all more than fucking anything. Yes, okay? And that's the last thing I'm going to say on that, because I've gone super in depth on that in the past, okay? Like, we're not arguing about this now, guys. I have my.
And then as soon as somebody fucking,
I have my own
like,
perspective.
confronts you on it, you crumple.
I crumple. What? Holy fuck.
Like tonight, like, oh god, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Why'd you come on then?
No, because first of all, I came on to get to the bottom of whatever fucking shit you have against me.
Oh well, yeah, that was answered in my opening statement. You're an
Hold
idiot.
on, I have a $20 person who just asks.
Ad
looking
hom,
for some
ad hom.
positivity. Hold on, wait a minute. This person's looking for a little positivity.
I
In
love
this
this
shitstorm.
part.
Can you each compliment each other about something, real quick?
I'm just gonna let this part of the stream speak for itself, okay? I'm not gonna comment on it. You guys can come to your own conclusions.
Ooh, wow, that's tough, isn't it? You want to flip a coin?
No, because I can actually, you know what? I can actually compliment you in good faith. I don't think that you're capable of doing that, so I'll let you go first, and then I'll decide whether or not I want to grace you with a fucking compliment that you probably don't deserve.
Wow, damn, that's gonna be a genuine fucking compliment, man. I
It was too, by the way. I did genuinely compliment. I meant everything I said.
can't wait to hear that one. You're not the dumbest bag of rocks that I've ever run across.
You know what, Paul? No, I'm gonna give you a good faith compliment because I'm not as much of a fucking asshole as you are. You know what, Paul? You're really good at fucking you're really good at being entertaining. You're good at ranting. You're good at performing. You're good at all of that shit. And that's why I've watched you for years, even though I think your takes are brain dead at times, because I still enjoy
you can't
watching.
Point out one of them or why it's brain dead or whatever. Yeah, I got it.
I've already. Dude, even though I literally just argued against his stupid no confidence thing, and I have been, like, oh my god. Like, but yeah, dude, I love it. We're asked to compliment each other. I'm able to actually compliment, and I meant everything I said. Yeah, Paul's a really good performer. He's a really good ranter. He's really good at blood sports. He's, he's good at telling stories. Okay? He's, he's a good speaker. He's a really good speaker. He's a better speaker than I am. Which is another reason why this whole discussion was so fucking hard. But I was able to say that, and all Paul could muster up is literally not even a compliment, just an insult. You're not the dumbest piece of irredeemable dog shit that I've ever seen. Holy fuck. I've done several fucking... Holy shit.
No, you haven't.
I've done several streams explaining my voting... But yeah, Paul can't partake in a debate. That is true. Yeah, very true, Galen. Biden's stance, and I've already explained it to you a million times. I did a whole fucking stream responding to you. If you want to say that I'm still an idiot because I hold those takes, fine. But like, I don't know what that has to do with my character as a person.
Goat versus Fish says, Jamie, are you goat or fish?
I remember you from the LA meetup, yo. I'm always goat. Goat forever. All right.
The Spiff. Let's see. Just wanted to say thank you, Paul, for making my night much more interesting. Don't feel bad, Jamie. I would.
Okay.
Fucking even invoke TJ's name. You're not allowed to fucking like.
I can't get into it, so. And I'm gonna get into it if it fucking turns to me.
Oh wait, what was this?
Involved.
That's fair, but I know you can't get involved. But I wonder if Paul would call you a rape. Oh yeah. Are you a rape apologist, TJ?
But you're. Pisces, Scorpio rising. This was an awesome impromptu stream. Paul, does that fox have babies? The one in your yard?
Yeah, that's 2 kids.
Sup to all the Biden voting Vosh simps. # no confidence. By the way, just full disclosure, I am a Biden voting Vosh simp as well.
Yeah, are you a rape apologist, TJ?
But you're a simp for a Vosh that doesn't exist anymore. Horsecock Vosh is gone.
I can't even get involved.
Well, you know,
so
I know you
can't. Vow.
So I love how TJ injected himself into that and then immediately like pulled back and said, "Oh, you're not allowed to talk about me. You're not allowed to talk about me." Wait, you were at the LA meetup? Yes, I was. I was. It was before my transition, so I was known as Jae Darké back then, or Lord Darké. And I was a little short dude with black hair and a beard. I don't know. So some of y'all might have remembered me. But yeah, I was there. It was fun. It was fun. Even though yeah, a lot of people that I met there that I thought were cool at the time turned out to be assholes. Well, not a lot, but a few. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I know a lot of people were there at the meetup. We gotta have a meetup reunion, yo. Meetup reunion. Do you remember seeing my crazy ass there? Well, I don't know what any of y'all look like, so I don't know. Like, it'd be more likely that y'all would remember seeing me there, cause y'all know what or I mean, you can go back on my channel and see what I looked like then. Anyway, but yeah, it did kind of annoy me here that like, cause no, I wanted to make that argument. Like, Paul, would you call TJ would you call TJ? Wait. Oh, fuck. That was my first meetup. I sat at the girlfriend's table like a dumbass. That's where I sat, too. Wait, were we at the same table together? I was sitting with Ashley and Taylor and I think Chelsea. Was Chelsea there? Was she at the table? I know I did meet her at that meetup, but I don't remember if she was at the table with us. But yeah, I was sitting there with Taylor and Ashley and, yeah. Anyway.
I get involved.
That's fair, but I know you can't get involved. But I wonder if Paul would call you a rape apologist for voting for Biden.
Well, he can do it any day he wants.
Is TJ a rape apologist, Paul?
Hey, don't. You
Is
can't
TJ? See, no, I should have been. I do believe I should have been able to direct that question at Paul. I stopped. I realized, okay, I shouldn't be directing this at TJ. Paul, is TJ a rape apologist? Because Paul invoked TJ's name several times throughout this discussion. And granted, TJ kept saying, "Hey, don't involve me," but like, yeah, Wait, are you Silver Flare? I know I was sitting with Silver Flare at the table. Oh, oh, you were that dude that was there with us. Oh, I remember you. Okay, I remember who you are. That's dope, yo. Yeah, me and Silver Flare were sitting there, and or they went as Silver Flare at the time. Sorry, their name is Armisail. Yeah, we were sitting there and with another dude, and I remember when the girlfriends came to sit there, we were like, oh, I guess we should probably leave, and then and then Taylor was like, yeah, no, come sit with us. Yeah, damn. Well, nice to meet again, yo. We meet again. Damn. All right. Okay, dishonest.
Drag me in.
Yeah, you can't. If I'm not allowed to fucking even invoke TJ's name, you're not allowed to fucking like.
I can't get into it, so I'm gonna get into it if it's fucking turns to me. So I can't fucking do that.
Stand on your own argument.
It wasn't good. By the way, it didn't have to turn to TJ. Again, I was just trying to ask Paul. Paul, is TJ a rape apologist? Are you gonna call that to? What I actually should have done there is say, rather than directed at TJ, even I should have said, so you're calling every single Biden voter a rape apologist, which. Are you also calling the Biden voters who are actually rape victims who vote for Biden because they like Democratic policies because they're more pro-woman and you know more likely to fund organizations that help women who are being abused? You saying those women are rape apologists too? You dishonest ass? That's what I should have said. But yeah, it was very hard to yeah, we all know. I just think it's a bad faith attack. It's bad
Jamie
faith.
seems to be, yeah, that's fine. Jamie seems to be spiraling. Can't wait to watch this from the start tomorrow.
Spiraling.
That's from Ian.
I'm wondering how fucking high up we are.
Spiraling, yeah, because I'm so frustrated at this conversation. I must be spiraling. This was like really annoying. Wait, Taylor told you to sit with them. Lol, I just went to the middle table and yeah, no, she was like, oh yeah, were you guys sitting? Yeah, you can come sit with us. Yeah, you should have stayed with us, yo. that was the dope table to be at, yo. Anyway.
His takes have been very bad and angry tonight. JC says, why does Paul think Trump will win in 2024? I highly doubt it due to his age. Paul, do you want to briefly answer that?
What was that now?
There's a lot of reasons.
I guess he doesn't want to. And they don't agree with your take because he's going to be back.
I just don't even know how to counter that other than that I disagree. I think that like every year for the last, or every electoral cycle for the last, I don't know how many presidents have just gotten older. And so like Biden was the oldest president that we ever elected. Trump was the oldest president before that we'd ever elected. Hillary Clinton would have been the oldest president we'd ever elected.
I love this fallacious reasoning. Like, no, I don't think Trump is too old. In fact, I think it's likely because every president we've had has been older and older. So it must be going down that trend. Like what? No, that doesn't mean that that's going to happen. All right. Like, no.
Elected if Trump hadn't been. And so I see no reason to believe why the next president that we elect won't be the oldest. You know what I mean? Like, look, dude, here's the thing. I'll be charitable about this. The only thing that I think that will stop Trump from running again, I won't say whether or not he'll win. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I've got a good idea that if the fucking country just remains with nothing done for it. Under Joe Biden, he keeps dropping bombs and, you know, just being a fucking piece of creepy shit. Then there's a good chance he would win. That's my opinion. But he won't. The only reason he doesn't run is if he has some kind of medical crisis. He has a heart attack.
I love how Paul thinks that's being charitable. See, Paul doesn't understand the definition of the word charitable, at least not in that context, I don't think. Because no, you're not being charitable. You're just that's not even like throwing a bone. That's just like, oh well, I think Trump is absolutely going to win, but maybe if he gets sick first. Maybe if he gets sick, like I don't know, if he dies or something. In other words, you think that that Trump is actually absolutely going to win. And yeah, I still think that's ridiculous. It's very clear that all of Trump's donation money that he's getting for his campaign is actually going to pay off his many bills that he has, his many debts that are even, he's in debt like in multiple countries. There's a lot of people fucking after him, okay? Like, Trump's not trying to win, okay? He's trying to, like, he's trying to stay above board. He's trying to stay afloat because he knows the shitstorm is coming down on him.
Attack or a stroke or some shit. And then at that point, I think there's a good chance we get Ivanka. All right. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I don't.
Hold on, we can return to that in a minute. Goon with a tire iron says, Paul fat, Jamie a rape apologist, debate over.
Okay.
Damn, both of us fucking like, Jamie, I'm closing my channel if you close yours because we've been burned.
Yeah.
It's too thick of
Burns
burn.
to cinders. So yeah, let's return to this Trump thing for a second because it seems like there might be a little meat on that bone if you guys are willing to keep going.
There might be a little bone in this meat. You know, that's how I feel about it, TJ.
All right, there you go then.
I don't know. I really don't know what. I can never pin down a Jamie Darké position on anything, so I don't know what the deal is.
I don't think Trump has a chance of winning. That's my.
Hold on.
I think Trump
Jamie,
has largely fucked himself in a lot of ways. I think that insurrection thing didn't help optics for Trump and his camp. I think the way.
Not for people that want to vote against Trump, it didn't.
Hold on.
I think Trump and his ilk are coming off as more and more unhinged. And I look, are the Republicans always going to be a threat in one way or another? Sure. But like, I don't think that Trump himself is going to come back. I don't think he's going to have the money or the ability to. I don't think he's going to like honestly, it's very clear right now that all Trump is doing is using his campaign funds to pay off his own debts. And I have serious doubt that he's actually going to be able to run a successful fucking campaign, especially after all the fucking shit. Like, a lot of people are going to just look back and be like, the Trump presidency was fucking dog shit. We don't want to go back to that. Who the fuck is going to want to go back to that?
As opposed to the Biden presidency, which has been a bed of fucking roses so far.
So
it's been great.
Primary Biden. I mean, Biden's probably not going to run in the next election anyway.
Hold on. So we have
primary
we have a question for Jamie here from Big Chungus for $5. Jamie, do you agree with Vosh that Marxism is an extension of liberalism and that Marxism, Leninism doesn't exist? How much of a lib are you?
Marxism is an. So I will admit I didn't really understand the question fully, and I made an attempt to answer the question, and I'll be honest. I think more because TJ and Paul were like, "What? What did you say?" Like, I don't think what I said in response was that incoherent, but it also wasn't the put the best way either. I don't know. Y'all can be the judge of that. Extent of liberalism? No, if that's what I don't think Vosh said that, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, okay, look, Marxism is okay. If what you're saying is because I believe what Vosh said was that Marxism or socialism is more like the logical like next step. It's you know, we had feudal, and I even did say I said I believe what Vosh said, like because I wasn't fully sure on what they were even referring to, but I thought I maybe knew what they were referring to, so I tried to like here's my best guess at it. Yeah. We had capitalism, we got liberalism. It moves a little bit, and the next step forward is Marxist ideology in order to decommodify and shit like that. If that's what you mean, then maybe. But like I think it's the next step forward. It's what we need to be aspiring to. And whether it's, I don't think it's just coming to. A lot of people think it's just going to replace. It's a new system to out with. Why are all these questions directed to put you on the spot? Paul didn't even get any, not any low. Yeah, well, he got like one or two, but he like derided them very heavily. And yeah, there were a lot of look. Like I said, I realize I was going into this at a heavy disadvantage. Paul has a lot more influence and sway than me, especially in this community. So I did realize there were going to be more people on his side that were going to, be antagonistic towards me. I fully expected that going in. Anyway, let's just jump to the next part. Oh, I just want to comment on this. Wait. 28. 25. Okay.
This is Rare. Stern says, some folks say that the main existential difference between the bread tube id pol left and the class reductionist dirtbag left. I think this person has fucking. Okay, I shouldn't be providing color commentary. Is narcissism and extreme mental illness.
By the way, actually, no, it is a phrase that's widely used, the dirtbag left, which yeah. Hang on, let's
Dirtbag left. I think this person has fucking. Okay, I shouldn't be providing color commentary. Is narcissism and extreme mental illness. Your thoughts. Go ahead.
Wait, what?
So basically, I'll reread it, and I don't really blame you for this person's got a little bit up their ass, I think. I'm just going to fucking say it. Some folks say that the main existential difference between the bread tube id pole left, so basically bread tubers, and the class reductionist dirtbag left, so that basically, like, I don't even know an example, but maybe Paul, is narcissism and extreme mental illness. Your thoughts? I don't even know who...
So I actually, now that I've had the time to digest that a little more, I actually absolutely agree with that. I think I realize what they were saying now. That, like, you know, bread tubers, people like me, people like Vosh, people like, you know, Demon Mama or whatever, the difference between us and leftists like Paul and Jimmy Dore and, you know, people like that is narcissism and extreme mental illness. Yeah, I actually do agree with that to an extent. Yeah, it is very clear that people like Paul are extremely narcissistic and, you know, very mentally ill, and they allow that to inform the way that they act and the way that they believe. And a lot, again, like I said, and Paul admits that he's a very depressive person, and it's very clear he doesn't exhibit that in the most healthy ways. And some of the ways he, you know, puts that forth is in his political ideologies. It's very clear his political ideologies are based more on emotion than anything else. And I tried to call out Paul at one point for, like, basing all his positions on emotion, and he responded back with what he thought was a gotcha. He was like, "Oh, well, you're interviewing victims on your channel right now. You claim to care about emotion. I bet emotion is gonna factor into those discussions, right?" Like, he literally said that to me. Not in this stream, but in one where I was in his chat. I'm sorry, that's not a good fucking response. Yes, use emotion. Yes, be aware of emotions, and that you shouldn't just, like, you absolutely should take other people's emotions into account and your own into account, sure. But my criticism of Paul is not just that he has emotions and lets them inform his decisions in one way or the other. My criticism of Paul is that seems to be all he does. He goes to the extreme of just making positions based on emotions and throwing away all pragmatism because Paul mad, and I don't care what pragmatic reasoning anyone gives me. Nope, I'm mad and I'm not changing my position because I'm mad. And when you come to conclusions based solely on emotion, yeah, they're not logical positions. It's really dumb. Absolutely. Paul clearly doesn't give a fuck about the victims of his co-host. Just saying. No, I kind of do think that, which is a kind of sad, because one of them is his, not actually, but might as well be his fucking sister-in-law. So yeah, whatever. Very disappointing. Again, like the fact that he would use that. The fact that he used that against me, that pissed me off. That really pissed me off, dude. Like, dude, we can talk about this another time, but no, we just stood around the table and we were invited back to it. Okay, that's all. No, yeah, it's a cheap shot, and it's really fucked and insensitive to the victims that I'm trying to deal with. Okay, you want to attack me, but don't bring them into this. Don't bring what I'm doing for the victims into this. Fuck you. Like, don't bring what I'm doing for Taylor and Amina and the other women who have been abused by Ben. Don't fucking shit on them. Shit on what I'm trying to do for them because you don't like me. That was probably like the biggest thing that made me realize, holy fuck, Paul is an asshole. Paul is a fucking asshole. Dishonest, disgusting, illogical, and just spiteful. Spiteful to a fucking fault. Doesn't care about anyone but himself, yeah. Holy shit. Sickening.
You worked with this person for years. I'm not saying you knew about it then, but you know about it now. And what are you doing? The one person trying to give a voice to those women? You're shitting on me and attacking my character and attacking my streams that are attempting to help those women? Fuck you. This is what I'm saying. Like, I've tried to be charitable with Paul, and this is why I haven't attacked Paul on these lines up to this point. And I've said, you know what? Paul probably has his reasons for not wanting to get involved, and that's fine. But Paul came out and talked about it a little bit on a ideology, and he basically said that the only reason he's not talking about it is because he doesn't feel he has anything to add. He doesn't have anything to add, but he sure wants to attack the people that do. Drag their names through the mud. Use dishonest argumentation tactics to discredit those people. What a douche. Anyway.
Who's being accused of being narcissistic and mentally ill?
Yeah,
which are you saying is okay?
That's my
question.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're saying that I assume by dirt.
Oh, wait, $100. Fuck the $10. $100 guy.
Again, I'm trying to say something, and TJ got to interrupt me for them super chats. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Like I said, like, this was not a moderated debate. I agree with Galen, because if it was, like, I wouldn't have had to be fighting both my opponent and the moderator for time to speak. I wouldn't have been interrupted by both those people constantly while trying to make my points.
Guy came in. Anyway, I mean, everyone has a voice here in the TJ channel. Please discuss #no confidence once Paul comes back. I want to hear Jamie's criticisms and Paul's responses to those criticisms, and then Jamie's responses to Paul's responses, and so on.
Let me jump to that. Oh, it's about a minute. Okay, there we go.
Paul, very briefly, what is #no confidence?
Summarize it, please, since I don't know what it is.
Okay, so it is a movement of people who see the writing on the wall that the DNC is a poisonous entity that funnels leftist energy into neoliberal action, both in the Senate and the House and nationally and at the state levels. Pretty much a failure across the board. So I encourage people to register to vote as independents, to vote down ballot on initiatives locally, to vote on local non-DNC or RNC affiliated candidates. But in some of the many choices that you're given where you don't have a non-DNC or RNC affiliated candidates, I am saying that people should write in no confidence in those instances to remove themselves from the poisoned electoral process and to starve, hopefully, the DNC so that it can be replaced with an organization that actually supports people-based, worker-based, labor-based leftist action, and not stupid, empty-headed fucking drivel like Jae Darké talks about all goddamn day. So that's what no confidence is about. Voting locally, voting on things that aren't affiliated directly with some poisoned piece of shit fucking false duopoly party. And, or, you know, I've told people too, because this came up kind of early on in the movement, like, what if I want to vote third party, Paul? I'm not looking over your shoulder in the fucking voting booth. Really, all I care about in the movement is that you didn't vote for a fucking DNC hack. So if you're willing to make that commitment, then you can vote third party all fucking day. I don't give a shit. So there you go. There's
Hold on, we have an agitator in the chat here.
Oh, shit.
Origin of...
Yeah, I don't care.
Question like way earlier. I thought we already read it.
Goddamn question, and say what you want. In the goddamn chat. I don't put up with that shit here.
Paul is out of control. I agree, bro. I'm doing 500 and out of control.
I guess I fucking brought the conversation to a halt with my being overly concerned with what's going on in the chat, but...
Yeah, bad TJ.
You know what's going on in the
500
chat?
times.
Dumb
So anyway...
fuck bullshit, dude. As usual.
Oh, he was the dude that said he wanted to debate Paul. That's what he's bitching about.
Oh, well then fucking take that up with Paul on your own fucking time.
Yeah,
Shut up,
no, fuck
fucking
him.
moron.
He don't get that. He didn't pay me for shit.
Yeah, shut up. Anyway,
Take a timeout.
I don't want if you fucking bring that shit up in here again, ban his ass. Anyway, guys, so that Paul laid out what no confidence is. What's the problem with no confidence, Jamie?
My criticism is basically that I don't think it's going to be effective. I don't think just not voting for the DNC, I don't think that's going to hurt the DNC. I think they're just going to start focusing on catering to the people who actually will vote for them. And you're not going to convince white, suburban, middle-class liberals to just not vote Democrat because it'll destroy the party.
It's not going to work.
The left, the leftists, socialists, we are
By the way, I know it's not going to work because a year ago or more, when I was when I did hold those same positions as Paul, and I was like, "Fuck voting! Voting is stupid," and I literally argued with liberals all the time and tried to be like, "No, well, here's why voting is stupid," and like all I got was like the most extreme pushback, and most liberals would not listen to me.
They would not listen to me even a little bit. In fact, the minute I started saying don't vote, they were like, "Oh no, that's stupid." And like you have no idea. Like Trump, we need to fight Trump. And it was very clear. It was very clear that was not an argument that was going to be won. It just wasn't. And Paul thinking that that's going to like somehow work, that he's going to convince the majority of leftists or even liberals to not vote is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, no confidence requires a big-ass movement behind it. And Paul is not nearly big enough to, is not nearly fucking big enough for that. Minority in this country, a tiny, tiny minority. We don't have much of a voice. I really don't believe that us being like, well, we're not voting for president, we're just not doing it, no confidence. I don't think that'll have any effect whatsoever. I think all perspective people that
Okay, so I fault now if you dick in the. I'm like fucking Nostradamus with Jamie Darké.
You're the one blaming.
It's people like Paul's ego that made this happen. If Paul's ego would have been just got on the board, then we wouldn't have lost the house.
Paul, you're the one blaming people like me for bombings in Syria or whatever because you're like, oh, well, you voted for Biden.
Yeah, because you vote for the people that perpetrate them. Yeah.
I vote for one person over another, and that person does something bad, and I'm at fault for it because even though. Oh my God. Interrupting Paul. Yeah, dude. I don't even know.
Who should I blame?
I never.
People that didn't vote for that person? The Trumpies?
I never said it's your fault if they don't, if Republicans win. But I do think people like you.
It can't be because I didn't vote for them.
People like you contributing to this narrative that we shouldn't be voting Democrat does. If more and more people jump onto that, and your movement becomes some widespread thing where a lot of lefties just don't want to vote Democrat, then yeah, it might be your fault if your movement is the one that makes it so Democrats never win again.
My movement becomes a widespread thing. Your ass will be right there on the bandwagon, and I'll welcome you too.
Oh, no, Paul, I've said that if your movement actually becomes widespread and effective, that, oh, no, I will absolutely, because I'm
How the fuck do you think it's going to become effective with dumbass, empty-headed fucking morons like you arguing against it constantly and not actually functionally opposing it?
Oh, so I love how, like he accuses me of blaming him if the Republicans win again. I'm going to be like, oh, well, this is Paul's fault. But then he literally says, oh, well, how was my movement supposed to win if people like you are fighting against it? Like, oh, my God. Dude, it's called the fucking... It's called the open marketplace of ideas, asshole. It's called having these discussions now before these movements get widespread. We're trying to... The left is clearly having an ideological battle right now to decide what will be the prevailing movement of the left. And I said yes, if Paul's movement ends up being the wider accepted movement of the left, I still am going to have my problems with it. But if most leftists get on board and say that they're, you know... for that, and that becomes like, yeah, I'm gonna jump on board because I want the left to win. And I'll say, yeah, I was wrong. I didn't think this movement was gonna go anywhere and it was gonna be effective. But hey, if it gets to that point, then clearly it is effective. And then I was wrong, and I'll say I was wrong. But then Paul tries to dishonestly attack me for that and be like, oh, what? So you would jump onto this movement? Oh, so you don't believe in anything? Like, no, I believe your movement is the wrong direction for the left, which is why I'm fighting against it right now. But if I'm proven wrong, then I'll get on board because I want the left to win. Because then I'll clearly have been proven wrong if the wider left accepts it. And I'll admit I was fucking wrong at that point. Like, and I know Paul, like, can't comprehend that. He thinks that I would never, like, he has to be super uncharitable and assume that I would just, like, oh, well, I was on this movement from the start. He even says that. Why can't we have a fucking dialogue about it? Like, why?
Because you're too dumb to have a dialogue, Jamie, as I've been telling you all
See,
night.
and then, yeah, he just resorts to ad hoc. Like, I'm trying to have a dialogue about this, and Paul is just like, you're too dumb to have a dialogue about this. Why? Because my positions don't fucking align with yours? TJ seems to agree with me on a lot of these arguments. Is he too dumb to have these conversations? This is my point. You'll have these discussions with TJ, but you won't have them with me because you just choose to be super uncharitable to me and assume the worst of me at all points. Like, holy fuck.
You don't seem to get it yet, and here you are again. You've arrived at it again. Jamie Darké doesn't understand the point.
I may not be as
You just,
educated
you
on
just
every
told
single...
me that so you're waiting for my movement to get big so you can jump on it.
Paul,
how do you think my movement's gonna get?
See the uncharitably. Oh, so once it's big, then you'll jump on. Then you'll be a part of it, right? Because then it'll be big and like. It's not about whether or not it's big, or it's called what is the prevailing idea on the left. Personally, I want the shit that Vosh is preaching to be the prevailing wisdom on the left. And that's why I advocate for a lot of it. But if it's not, if we lose the open exchange of ideas, if we lose the argument, then I will concede. Paul, however, probably fucking won't. He'll probably still be sitting there like, these fucking Vosh leftists, these idiots fucking bread tubers, they're so dumb, they're so fucking dumb, and they're costing us this and that, and we could be doing this and that if they weren't so dumb. See, I'm more intellectually honest than Paul is. Because I'm willing to accept that, yep, I might have been wrong, and say, yep, okay, my idea's lost, so, you know, in order to coalesce the left, because, and I said this in this debate here, I was like, dude, and this is another Vosh take, but whatever, like, I believe this. The fact is, the right is a lot better at coalescing. The right is a lot better at falling in line behind a given movement, okay? And that's why the right keeps winning in so many things. We need to be able to do that. We need to be able to fight these things out. That's what I'm trying to do now with Paul, okay? We're fighting these out. We're battling these ideas, okay? And then when it's done, when the prevailing idea wins out, all of us as leftists say, okay, I might not have, like, fully agreed with that. I might not have, you know, wanted that to be the idea that us as leftists went with. But, hey, this is the idea that the wider left is overall going with. So let's do that. Let's fucking, let's fight for leftism. Whatever's going to achieve it. Even if I don't think it's going to be the most effective plan. Like, why do you think I wanted to win? That's why I fell in line and said, okay, let's vote for Biden. Because at least that has the most positive material outcomes in terms of making progress towards leftism. Paul has never won a debate in his life. That is true. Paul doesn't debate. Paul only has screaming matches, okay? And I've realized all the people that Paul has, like, pwned over the years, like, maybe with the exception of Brett Keane, Egghead, Andy Worski. Well, actually, no, it was Galen who pwned Egghead. You know, but like all these people that he's like destroyed over all he really did was shout over them and be super fucking uncharitable. I don't like Andy Worski, but I recently watched his discussion with him as well, and I was like, yeah, Paul was actually kind of really too much of a hard ass with him as well. Andy was trying to say, yeah, no, I did some dumb shit, and I'm not that same person now. And Paul was like, but you did it! You did it, and that's the point! You did it, though, and you're a fucking idiot, and you're an idiot, and like, holy shit. Yeah, he had a discussion with Andy Worski, because his whole contention with Andy Worski was that he was a piece of shit, because he threatened to reveal someone else's drug connections, and to out them for doing crack or whatever. And Paul was like, and I don't disagree with Paul, what he said was actually completely correct, that it was a dick move, and as someone who believes that drugs should be legalized, it's a really disgusting low blow to attack someone, or to threaten to out someone for that, especially when doing drugs is something that you do yourself. But Andy pretty much admitted that was dumb, and Paul would not let up on him and was like, you know, yeah, but you did it. But you did it. And if I'm ever around you, I bet you better never be around me when I'm doing drugs, because I'll leave and I don't want to be around you because you're an asshole. And oh my God. I just realized that like they could have had a much more productive conversation there if Paul wasn't being an asshole, or if he attacked him for something substantive, because, I mean, holy fuck, like, Andy Worski is all but a Nazi, or he was all but a Nazi, now he's a literal Nazi. Anyway, yeah, Paul, all Paul does is yell at people. Yeah, it's the theater mentality, yeah, it's just yell, yell and get mad. Ugh.
big with dumbasses like you
Paul.
dragging their heels and voting for the kid sniffer.
I am for leftist advocacy, whatever type of leftist
I'm voting
advocacy.
for the DNC then, because there's no leftists over there.
I am for whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Paul interrupts me. I can't get a word in edgewise. We all. Let's move ahead a little bit. I already did that. Okay. Oh, this was annoying. Let's look at this part.
I end up being wrong, and the wider left ends up saying, "Yup, Paul's right. We're getting on board with Paul." Then I'll say, "You know what? Fine, I was wrong."
Bad faith. Did you even? You know what term I never heard Jae Darké use until Vosh became popular? Bad faith.
Yeah, because
So bad faith.
Yeah.
So bad faith.
Because-
Well, I disagree with you, Jae Darké. Oh my God, you're so bad faith.
I
It's like a
probably
fucking. It's like a tick with you
I
now.
probably
In
used
fairness, Bosch did introduce many terms into the popular.
faith.
lexicon,
I probably no,
but-
Paul. I would have called you disingenuous before that because it's.
Yeah, I don't know what this line of attack is. Oh, you keep saying bad faith. Yeah, it's a word that I think is very applicable, especially when it comes to Paul. Yeah, so I use it.
the same idea. Yeah, I use bad faith more because it's it's something that people say. Holy fuck! What is this? What are you mocking my way of speaking? Like what is
Oh my
this?
God, here we go, dude. Victim fucking
Victim-
complex
oh,
bullshit.
you throw
Get
nothing
over
but-
yourself,
you throw
bitch.
nothing
I'm not
but
mocking you.
Victim complex because I don't think it's a valid tactic to go at someone for like the way they speak. And I think it's immature and childish and stupid. Like the way I speak. You don't like the way I speak? Well, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My voice feminization is not 100% there yet. Because yeah, I just bad faith. Like what is that? What is that? You're a child, Paul. You're a child. Grow the fuck up. Like I literally expected so much better from Paul. From this, I expected so much better of him. I don't know why I did, but like. Zero charitability. Literally mocking the way I speak, and then when I call it out, oh, you're just playing the victim. What are you, a fucking anti-SJW? You don't care about people's feelings? You don't care about being a jerk? You're a jerk, Paul. You're an asshole. I'm not, and he tries to bring it to this place where he thinks that I'm calling him transphobic. I never once called him transphobic. Like, you can be insensitive to something about a person that has to do with their transness without being transphobic. Maybe, and see, he's like, oh, that's the road you were going down. No, the road I was going down, Paul, was maybe there's, because he was literally attacking my voice and my tone. He did it before, too. Where he was like, oh, Jamie has a school teacher's tone, and she talked like this. She talks like this, and why does she talk like this? Why do I talk like that, Paul? Why do I talk like that? Why do I try to sound as feminine as I fucking can? Like, you're gonna make fun of my voice? You're an asshole. I'm not saying you're transphobic. You're an asshole. And it's not a valid tack to take against me. It's not a valid argument. You just look like a dick. And the fact that I say bad faith a lot, because you are bad faith. What else am I supposed to call it? You're disingenuous. You're intellectually dishonest. I don't think you actually believe a goddamn thing you say. Well, I won't go that far, but I mean, and it's clear, like, you're a troll. That's all you are. And you know what, Paul? I don't have much fucking respect for trolls. I don't. There's a reason that, because by the way, I used to have a lot more fucking trolls in my audience. I used to have a lot more trolls, and I got rid of them because I realized they're worthless. Worthless to society. People who all they do is troll and can't have a serious goddamn discussion. And for you to sit here and think you're coming off looking good when all you're doing is exhibiting the exact same behaviors of the people who you ban from your chat because you can't handle their trolling. But it's okay when you do it to other people. Fuck off. You're worthless. We don't need trolls like you. You don't add anything to society when you engage people in this way, Paul.
You
I've
throw
got
nothing but
5 trans people on my
ad-homs.
mod team on my channel. I know
Ad-homs
more
and-
trans people than you probably.
I love how he see because he thinks I'm trying to attack him for being transphobic. That's where his mind goes, and he keeps bringing up the trans mod thing. I don't know why. Actually, I think I know why. Look, I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't know, but here's my suspicion. Paul got me unmodded from DFF for no reason, and when I asked TJ why, his only reason was that Paul didn't want me as a mod. And around that time, I heard Paul making a lot of arguments about how, like, oh, DFF is my baby and I'm super protective of it. And I'm not going to let anybody who could sully this beautiful thing that I made come anywhere near it. And I almost felt like he was low-key, like, jabbing at me. Maybe he wasn't. Doesn't matter. But it's very clear he didn't want me to be a mod there. And I almost wonder if Paul has, like, maybe people have actually criticized him for that and been like, oh, why did Jamie get unmodded? Are you transphobic? Or maybe he just thinks that people are going to go there. Because maybe that's like, I don't know. Maybe he has some Freudian reason for going there in his mind. I don't know. But it's very clear that Paul thinks that people are going to attack him for that and say he's transphobic for not having me as a mod. At least that's what I think. I think that Paul is like, yeah, he's projecting, and he's like, he's like assuming that that's the line of attack people are going to take, so he's trying to preempt it. I never fucking said that. I don't care how many trans mods you have, Paul. You want to virtue signal and show, oh, look how many trans mods I have. No one cares, okay? I have a lot of trans mods, too. I have a lot of trans people in my audience. Like, what's your point? Why you keep bringing that up? Like, I really do feel like Paul is just, you know, in his mind, he's terrified I'm going to, like, accuse him of being transphobic. So he's got these, like, preemptive attacks ready to go when they don't even make sense. And it's incoherent. Makes it sound like he's trying to gaslight me or something. Really fucking dumb.
Probably ever met in real life. Don't get on my fucking case, bitch. I'm
More trans people than I probably ever met in real. Oh, here's something else I want to comment on. Wait,
on my channel. I know more trans people than you probably ever met in real life. Don't get on my fucking case, bitch. I'm a queer from back in the day. Don't get on my fucking case. I don't fucking kowtow to your moral fucking. Oh, you're making fun of the way I talk. Yes. I'm making fun of you.
Why do you need
You're
to do that? So Paul says a number of times, like, I'm a queer from back in the day. I'm a queer from back in the day. I was a queer while you were boiling in your daddy's balls. See, I didn't bring this up during the debate because I thought it was bad faith, because I don't go down this line of argumentation. I don't do the oppression Olympics shit. But Paul, a number of times in this debate, tries to pull rank on me for being queer longer than me. Paul has been out as queer from what I remember, from what I can tell, about 2 or 3 years. I've been out as bisexual. See, he tries to, like, oh, well, I was out before you and I was queer longer than you. You might have been out as bi longer than I've been out as trans. But I was out as bi literally a decade ago. I looked at it on one of my recent patron streams, too. I posted a thing on Facebook where I called myself a sexy, emo, bisexual ninja. Yeah, I've been openly bi for years. And I've dealt with the oppression that comes with being bi for years. I've been shit on by my family and had my little sister come to me and tell me I'm going to hell. I've had people shit on me for a long ass time. And I don't think that this is even a valid line of reasoning. It doesn't matter who was queer first. But how dare you try to pull rank on someone in general, especially when you've only been fucking queer, out as queer for so long, and you don't know a goddamn thing about my story. You don't know a goddamn thing about it. I've been out longer than you, but I don't think that gives me the ability to pull rank on you. And I would never go there. Because I think it's Again, bad faith, disingenuous, and just a disgusting argument. Yeah, the coming out Olympics. A queer from back in the day? A queer from back in the day. Back in the day. You mean 2 years ago, Paul? Back in the day? What is this? You liar. And again, I get it. You were queer long before you ever came out. So was I. But don't play this game with me. Because, as a lot of people have pointed out, and I've said, I don't like this argument. But, again, if you're going to go there, Paul, if you're going to get down in the dirt, let's do it. You want to pull rank on me for being queer longer than me? Even if it was closeted? What about the fact that, and I'm not gatekeeping here, because I don't believe in it, but I can make the argument, I could be just as disingenuous as you and be like, well, at least you're hetero passing. At least you are a bisexual man who is married to a cisgender female who can go in public and hold hands with your wife without people looking at you like you're a fucking degenerate. At least you're not a lesbian trans woman who gets weird and awkward looks in public just for being alone, let alone for holding hands with my wife in public. Fuck you. I don't like these oppression Olympics games. They're dumb. They're fucking dumb. I'm a queer from back in the day, calling people the F slur throughout the 90s and 2000. He was calling people the F slur until very recently. Okay? But whatever, so was I. I'm just saying this is a really dumb fucking line of attack. What the fuck? I guess gatekeeping is cool now. Oh, you weren't queer as long as I was. Like, it's not even like, because, again, I've been out longer than him, but he's older than me, so he's automatically more qualified to talk about things than I need to shut the fuck up. I need to shut the fuck up because I haven't been queer long enough. Fuck you. Fuck you. I have every right to talk about a movement that very heavily involves me. Fuck you. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, and I hate when old people act like, yeah, they act like, oh, look at me, I have more experience than you, I'm older than you, I know what I'm talking about, you need to shut up. Like I've said before, my dad used to give me that same exact fucking argument. He's an uneducated, right-wing, conservative, Christian idiot. A brainlet. And he's older than you, Paul. Is he smarter than you because he's older than you? I think if you were in a room with my dad for 5 minutes, you would immediately be like, oh yeah, no, you're a million times smarter than him, Jamie. If you were acting in good faith. So, we know that line of reasoning is fallacious. Fallacious as fuck. And personally, I think the minute that someone gets to the point, and I said this after the discussion, the minute someone gets old enough that they think, you know what, I know it all, I know everything, and I don't have a thing to learn from younger people. There ain't a younger people on the planet that can teach me something. You, as far as I'm concerned, you are worthless to society, and you need to step the fuck aside, old man. Step the fuck aside and allow some new ideas to come forward. Because fuck you. You're not automatically unable to learn something from someone younger than you because you're older. And that's a disgusting argument to make. Bet you would have loved hearing that argument when you were younger, right? Bet you'd love hearing that argument now from someone twice your age, right? It's such an incoherent fucking line of reasoning. I holy shit. That to make your argument. I'm not doing that
I
to
don't
you.
have to do it. I choose to do it, dummy.
Well, that's the difference between you and me. I try to at least be fucking
yeah,
charitable
you
to
take
you.
the high road and I'll
Yeah.
take the low road and I'll
Yeah,
live
kinda.
on
You guys
Dublin.
are, wait, just so you
Yep.
guys know, you are giving solid.
This is all he cares about. I don't like taking the low road, Paul. I don't like it. Doesn't make me feel good as a person. I learn more from the little girl I raised than anyone else. Yeah, you can learn a lot from people who are... I learn shit from kids all the time. Well, not all the time, but I have. I've learned things from people who are younger than me. A way to be intelligent, I think. One of the biggest signs of intelligence is being able to admit that you don't know everything. And that there's still shit for you to learn. That you're a fallible human being that's capable of being wrong. I don't care how much you know. The minute you think you have nothing new to learn, you're worthless. Get out of here. Step aside. We don't need you anymore. Go bury yourself in your little fucking echo chamber. And have all the fucking people that agree with you fillet you 24/7. I'm not interested in just living in an echo chamber. I want to be challenged. I want to get better. I want to learn new ideas. I want to become smarter. And there's nothing dumber than thinking that you know everything. And that there's no way you can possibly become smarter. I'm not saying Paul necessarily reaches that level, but... yeah, his chat is a stroke fest. Absolutely. Why do you think I was like... people like me, people like Brianna Camp, and now even Skeptical Jesus have been shit on by Paul, shit on by his community just for disagreeing with him. He's been attacking Skeptical Jesus lately too, just for agreeing with me, just for defending me. And he even said, oh, I bet Skeptical Jesus has a crush on Jamie. He literally said that. I didn't watch his stream, but I heard him allude to that before in a stream, and then from what I heard of other people telling me, from what they told me, he was like, yeah, I bet Skeptical Jesus has a crush on Jamie. Bitch, me and Skeptical Jesus have been friends for years. Skeptical Jesus has been a mod in my chat for years. Years! Fuck you! Being so goddamn uncharitable. The only way someone could agree with me is if they're a simp, is if they want to fuck me. He alluded to it several times during the course of this discussion, that anytime someone in the chat agreed with me, oh, look at these Jamie simps crawling out of the hopium den. Holy shit. No one who agrees with me could possibly be doing so for a valid reason. Yeah.
Don't come check my cred, bitch. I've been queer since way before you came out. Don't check my shit.
Really? No, actually you haven't, and that's again provably false. There are Facebook posts that I can show. I don't have them pulled up now, but from 10 years ago, a decade, Paul, of me being out as bisexual. I can check your cred very fucking easily. I can go back, watch some DP from like 3 or 4 years ago of you swearing up and down that you're not bi, that you have no gay tendencies whatsoever. Don't pull that shit on me. Check your cred. I have. You've been proven to be a liar. Next. Sorry, I don't mean to get so heated here, but this I need to get this shit off my chest, okay? This has been bugging me for a while. All the shit that he's I need to respond to this, okay? I need to respond to this so I can move past it. So wait, what? Oh, god damn it. Is it? Wait. I think that was not 28, 48.
5 minutes apiece. I guess we can wrap with 5 minutes apiece if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, you can use as much or as little of that 5 minutes.
Okay, let's listen to Paul's closing statement here. Let's listen to
As possible. So Jamie went first last time. I guess Paul can go first this time.
Sure. Jamie
Summarize
Darké.
what you've heard tonight. What have you come to, Paul?
Yeah, and you know what? The more I hear him say it, the more I do agree. Like, him calling me Jamie Darké is really, like... Yeah, it's not acceptable, okay? Like, I never liked that people kept calling me Jamie Darké when I explained it's Darké. There's a reason the E has a little accent. See the accent there? It's Darké. All right? Darky is a slur. You know it's a slur. You can say, oh, well, I'm just making a joke. Yeah, but it's an inappropriate joke. If I had a friend whose name sounded really close to the N-word, and I kept calling them Mr. N-word, and I actually said it, I was like, yeah, J N-word there, Mr. N-word. What? I'm not saying the N-word. I'm just, what? It just sounds like his name. It's a funny joke, guys. It's not even that funny. Just call me Jamie. Why do you even gotta say the last name? It's not even a name that I love anymore, and I kind of want to get rid of it, but... Oh yeah, pronounce it Dark, like a lot of people do. Jamie Dark. I don't care. But, like, come on. Jamie Darké? Every 5 fucking seconds out of your mouth? I'm just saying. Someone who's so comfortable using that term over and over and over. Yeah, Darké. Darké. It's not hard. Okay? But whatever. If you can't pronounce it, just say Jamie. He's pronounced it properly, by the way. He did it like twice in that whole discussion. He said Jamie Darké once or twice, but then he kept going back to saying Darky. So whatever. Yeah, night, Tony. See you later. Whew. So yeah, he makes his closing statements. Let's listen.
Well, you guys remember I started at Jamie Darké's an idiot and doesn't know what she's talking about and gets all her opinions from everybody else and is a follower and
in other words, you started by poisoning the well. Yep, we all remember.
Doesn't add anything to the discourse and, you know, like would fucking cartwheel off a cliff if, you know, the right person told her to do it, and or at least would advocate for other people to cartwheel off a cliff. I don't think she'd do it herself. And I end tonight's... by the way, I don't think tonight was a debate. It was a moderated discussion at best.
No, it wasn't, Paul, and that was your fault more than anyone else.
But I end the debate at Jamie Darké is an idiot who doesn't know anything, who wouldn't have an opinion if there wasn't somebody around that's smarter than her to give it to her, and is really adverse to just reading and informing herself. And will double and triple down and then play the victim.
By the way, I inform myself constantly. I love this bullshit that, like, you need to read to inform yourself. Like watching Vosh isn't informative. Again, that's not where I get all my information. But yeah, I get some of my information from watching Vosh. He's educational. Absolutely. I'm learning. And you know what? Sometimes videos, and there's other channels that I watch too, to educate myself. And the only way to educate yourself is not just from books, okay? Not everyone is a reader. I'm not a huge reader, okay? But I'm not adverse to educating myself. I try to educate myself every fucking day. I try to learn something new. I try to correct myself when I'm wrong and admit my mistakes, which is something I don't see you doing very fucking often. In fact, Paul has admitted he's wrong about stuff. No, I'm sure he has, but I don't hear him doing that very often. Anyway.
Victim card and then cry about it and then
Victim card.
make insinuations about me being anti-trans or some shit.
See, I never did that, by the way. I never did that. That's Paul projecting. That is absolutely Paul projecting. I never made a single insinuation of him being anti-trans. He's the one who went there. He's the one who brought that shit up constantly. I just said, hey, I've had my experiences, and I'm arguing from those experiences. Yeah, there's more sources beyond books. Absolutely. Reading is good. Yeah, and I want to read more. I'm just not very great at reading. I prefer audiobooks.
which is completely baseless because that's where cowards retreat when they've been defeated. And tonight, I want to let everybody know in the chat that tonight was easy. I would do this at breakfast before I start my workday, and I'm happy to.
What was easy? Yeah, I'm sure it was easy. All you had to do was get on here and yell at me for 2 hours and not let me speak, not let me make an argument or a point. Yeah, I'm sure it was super fucking easy.
To do this, not with Jamie though. Jamie only gets this once, but I'm happy to do this with any dumb fuck that wants to, step. That's it. I yield the balance of my time.
All right then. So Jamie, you've heard what Paul has to say there. What do you think about that, and what do you think about what's happened here tonight?
I honestly think what's happened here tonight has been mostly a waste of fucking time. I'm glad people were entertained by it.
Yeah, we'll just speed through my.
As I said before, I think a lot of Paul's
statement.
arguments come from spite and are made in extremely bad faith. I think that Paul gets overly emotional and mad rather than pragmatically approaching a lot of positions. And I think Paul has some kind of like deeper fucking problem with me that I still haven't gotten to the bottom of. And I don't know what it is, but I honestly, I only ever wanted to agree to disagree. I wanted to have a dialogue. I never wanted to get angry and vitriolic. Like I said, I've watched Paul for years. I've respected Paul for years as a content creator that I enjoy. But tonight, as well as in the streams prior, I think Paul has shown that he doesn't really have much of an argument against me, except I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, and just ad homs and mockery. And I think it's really fucking weak. I think it's some weak shit. And, I hoped that I could come here and maybe build a bridge with Paul. It's clear to me now that that is not a possibility. So I'm going to go on from tonight, and I'm going to continue to do my shit. I'm going to continue to do my fucking channel, because Paul can, try to sit here and pull rank on me all he wants and act like I don't have a right to, I don't know, speak on certain things or whatever. But you know what? Paul doesn't get to say what I'm allowed to talk about and not talk about, and he doesn't get to say whether or not I have a channel. So I'm going to do my shit, and I'm going to disengage from Paul. I really don't care to have another discussion with you, as it seems like it just evolves into yelling and mockery, and I'm more interested in building bridges with people and trying to come to some kind of common ground rather than just completely discounting someone for holding an opposing position to you. And so yeah, I guess that's all. Yeah, I guess I'll yield. I don't have much more to say. I've already said everything I need to say.
All right then.
Speaks for itself. Oh man, the end of a long association. Oh,
So I love how like this is supposed to be the end, and then Paul has to keep getting some more jabs in. He's got to get a few more jabs in before.
Let me take a moment of silence.
Paul, if you ever want to associate with me again in good faith, feel free. If you want to have a discussion, I'm always open to it. But no, I'm
Does
done.
good faith mean not calling you when you make fucking vague statements about shit and never actually get to the
Good
point?
faith
Because
means
that's
I love. See, I'm still trying. This was really dumb. I'm still trying to build bridges. Still, even at the end of this whole fuck fest, I still was trying to build a bridge with Paul, or not completely burn it. And it's just. I don't know why I even bothered. I don't know why I bothered with this whole fucking thing. I really don't.
what good faith means, then I'll never approach you with good faith.
Good faith means not making dumb fuck assumptions about me and what my positions are and my intentions behind them. When you don't
You provided the dumb fuck positions. I didn't have to provide you.
Did you guys want to go a little longer? It seems like you might.
Look, dude. Here's the thing.
I was thinking to wrap it up, but you guys seem like you still want to fight.
I'll hit the gas if because I don't give a fuck.
I mean, is there more fucking fuel in this tank? Is there shit that needs to be said? Because you guys are basically saying
Jamie's
right
got
now.
more ink. She wants to get out.
You guys are saying right now, basically, like, fuck you and fuck you. We're going our separate ways. We've hashed it out. But has it hashed out? Have you guys come to like? Have you said everything you want to say to each other?
I don't know. I would have liked to get to I tried to ask Paul, what is your deeper problem with me? But every time I ask, he just says I'm an idiot. So whatever. I don't know what Paul's problem is with me. I suspect that Paul's problem is with me is that he just doesn't like me and doesn't like that I've gotten.
I try to tell you, like, honestly, Jamie, like, all fucking joking and entertainer shit aside, I try to tell you what I don't like about you, and you just don't want to hear it.
What you don't like about me is based on assumptions.
No, it's not based on assumptions. It's based on I'll tell you.
You don't watch me enough to know anything about me.
No, I do. I've known about you for a long time, Jamie. You've been a part of the community for a long
Paul, I'm gonna say this.
time.
The person that you went on my channel back, I'm not the same person. You can.
I didn't say you were, Jamie.
So watch this, okay? So I just finished saying, like, because Paul said, "Oh, I've known you for a long time," which, yeah, back when Paul came on my channel, I was a troll, okay? I wasn't a full troll, but yeah, I'm not proud of the content I made back then. If y'all want to go back, that stream is still up. It's like episode 9 or whatever of Pull the Trigger, and it's the big TJ and Paul stream. It's one of the most viewed videos on my channel. Okay, it's not hard to find. Yeah, I did a terrible job. Terrible. Me and my co-hosts were running a shit show. Okay, we were trying to like be some kind of like DP blood sports hybrid, and it was garbage. It was hot garbage, and I criticize that to this day. I call it out. I talk about how dumb my channel was back then. I talk about how dumb my positions were back then. And I've done a lot of work to try to learn from that and grow. And it was am I supposed to be held accountable for the way that I behaved back then for the rest of my life? What is this? You claim to be a leftist, but you try to hold me accountable for shit that I did years ago?
He even tried to bring up in one of his streams where he was bitching about me, my fake British accent. Which he knows, which everybody knows why I talked that way. It was because I built up an exterior because I didn't want to fucking admit who I was. I was hiding behind a mask. And I've been very honest and open about that. I wanted people to think I was this, like, I was this dark, cool edgelord that, you know, oh, like, look at me, I'm this big, angry, manly man that, like, you can't touch me, and I'm gonna fucking destroy anyone who tries to come at me, and, you know, I'm Mr., you know. I was playing a character, and it was dumb, and it was tiresome, and now that I'm able to finally feel able to be myself, I laugh about it. I make fun of it. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to apologize for the accent that I had. It was a decision I made when I was like 16, 17. Like, you're going to hold me for that to that shit forever? People change. People learn. And I try to be charitable and realize that with people. I don't want to just hold people to shit that they said years ago forever. Yeah, all you can do is move forward. And that's what I'm trying to fucking do. Anyway, let's let's keep going. You're acting like you know me really well when I don't think you fucking know the first thing about me.
I didn't say I know you well. I said I've been aware of you for a long time and I know what your game is.
What is... See, you would... see, he's been aware of me for a long time. I really wish, like, we were able to, like, parse this out and I was able to, like, respond to each fucking thing he said here. Because you've been aware of me for a long time, but you admit that you recognize that I'm not the same person I was then, but you're still going to assume that you know what my game is because of the way I acted back then. Even though I make fun of it and I cringe at it and I do streams where I rip apart my old self. But you know all about me. This is my game.
You latch on to personalities that are bigger and better than you. You parrot what they say.
We all need...
And attempt to look as smart as they are.
A lot of
you
people...
steal their aesthetic.
No.
You steal their presentation style.
We're
You're
all
like one of a billion...
I don't steal anyone's aesthetic or presentation style. I do borrow from it a little bit. I feel like I've been influenced by a lot of people. I have been influenced by Paul to some extent. I've been influenced by TJ, and I've been influenced by Vosh. Right now, I think, you know, if I mean, we're all influenced by other fucking people. Like, you know, for the longest time, TJ has always said, like, oh, his biggest influences have been, like, George Carlin and Marilyn Manson. Like, we all have influences. But Paul does not watch enough of my content to, like, know what kind of person I am outside of that. He just watches, he comes into it, and even if he does watch more of my content, like, all he does, he comes in with a preconceived notion, and everything he sees me say and do is more evidence to back up what he already thinks he believes about me. He's not willing to... I've had so many deep-ass fucking conversations on this channel where I pour my heart and soul out to my chat, and I've been extremely nakedly honest with you guys over the past year. I have revealed some very uncomfortable truths about myself because I think it's healthy, and I think it's good to do. I think it's good to admit our mistakes. I think it's good to be honest about ourselves. I want to point out a lot of the mistakes that I've made in the past, and a lot of the ways in which I wasn't always honest, and a lot of the dumb fuck things that I used to believe, because I want to help other people that either still believe those things or used to believe those things. To realize it's okay, people can change, we can get better. And the first step towards getting better, the first step towards getting out of being a dumb fuck, holding a dumb fuck ideology, is to be able to criticize it and admit what's wrong with it. So that's what I try to do. And that's something I feel is pretty unique to what my channel is. I try to be very open and honest with you guys about my experiences, about just things that I've told you guys, lies that I've said to myself, that I've held on to for years, that I couldn't even admit these truths to myself for years and years. Things that I've lied to myself about for years. I've told you guys and been honest about this shit. But Paul hasn't been around for all of that. And I'm not saying that, like, it's his fault that he hasn't seen me in those moments. But the fact that he's so uncharitable and just willing to make the worst assumptions about me. The worst assumptions. No, zero understanding. He refuses to view me as a fellow human being going through my own experiences in life. Paul has all but admitted already he just views me as Brett Keane. I'm Brett Keane. I'm the one who is just stubbornly spewing the same positions, this dumb fuck bullshit over and over, burning bridges with everyone around me, refusing to engage with anyone in good faith. I'm Brett Keane. I think Paul's the one who has finally devolved or beginning to devolve into the thing he hates the most. I wholeheartedly believe that. And you know what? Where'd that meme go? I made this meme the other week, and I didn't post it because I knew that, well, I don't know. I was just afraid of being criticized for it or whatever, but I shouldn't. I don't care. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become Brett Keane. I'm not saying you're Brett Keane today, Paul. But you're going down going down that drain. You're circling it. You're becoming more and more stubborn and disingenuous and unwilling to interact with people as people. Burning bridges, making enemies with people who just want to fucking be your friends. People who respect you and look up to you. Just shit on everybody. Because it's all about Paul. It's all about Paul and his mental illness and what Paul is going through. And because of what Paul is going through, he has the right to treat people however the fuck he wants. Well, fuck off with that shit. I think that's a disgusting way to behave. And again, one of the biggest reasons I didn't post this is because I don't think that Paul has quite reached the level of Brett Keane yet. But I think he's getting there. I think the way he's behaving is absolutely disgusting and childish. And yeah, he's not Paul's ego. He's pure ego now. Yeah. It's all about his fucking ego. Paul is his ego. Vosh bruised his ego. So he's got to he's got to attack anyone who agrees with him. Shit on them, shit on their character. Verbally abuse and ad hom people who just disagree. Disgusting fucking behavior. Shitting on people in your own community. Respected people in your community like Skeptical Jesus. Skeptical Jesus, who's a person who is probably one of the most well-liked people in our little circle of communities. He's literally everywhere. He's still a mod in DP. He's one of the hardest guys to hate. And you're gonna fucking shit on his ass for agreeing with me, for taking my side. What a fucking... What a loser. Now, despite the fact that this was Paul's closing statement, yeah, this still isn't done because he still throws some jabs at me and we still go back and forth a little bit. So let's
different people who don't have a fucking like vision for themselves or wow their content at the very least.
I absolutely do. My vision for my content is I want to talk about hope and positivity and not being so goddamn negative all the time. I want to.
Why do you do nothing but drama on your stream?
I don't. I'm doing a drama arc right now.
You've been, dude.
I'm doing a.
Let's gaslighting, dude. Yeah. Oh, well then why do you do drama? It's not drama, bitch. I care about people. And when I'm friends with multiple victims of an abuser, I wanna expose that abuser. It's not drama, and it's actually, the more I hear him say it, the more I realize it's extremely disingenuous and disgusting for him to say that. And he is baiting me to talk about that. I really do feel like he's baiting me to talk about that. Because he knows I won't. He knows I won't because TJ asked me not to. What is this? You know it's not drama, Paul. What do you think? What do you think of me? That one of my best friends and co-hosts who has gone through a ton of shit at the hands of your former co-host, that me hearing that for years and wanting to do something about it, and then finding out that other of my friends and other people have been abused by this person, that me feeling like the only thing I can fucking do is use my tiny ass platform to give people a voice so maybe some other people in our little circle of communities will talk about it too. You think I'm just, I heard all of that. I heard the fact that people that I know have been abused by this person. I thought, ooh, here's how I can make some money. Here's a good way to get some drama. I think that's the most genuinely insulting attack that you've levied at me throughout this entire fucking thing. It's extremely uncharitable. You don't know a goddamn thing. You don't know the goddamn first thing about it, Paul. And it's so easy for you to sit there and just disengage. I'll wash my hands of the drama. What? I told Ben I didn't want to get involved, and I'm not getting involved now. At least I'm doing something, you fucking coward. At least I'm doing something. I don't want to get big on that shit. I don't want an audience of people that just want to see drama. I absolutely don't. I've had that before, and it sucked. And I'm actively working. I promise you, once the drama arc is over, I will do my best to purge my audience of any drama-mongering dipshit who's only watching me so that they can see some blood sports. Those people are not welcome in my audience, and they never fucking will be. And you can sit there and make assumptions and assume that I'm lying. I can't really prove that to you either way. I can't prove to you that I'm not doing this for the views. So honestly, at the end of the day, you can think what you want. Because honestly, I don't think much of you, Paul. If this whole exchange has taught me anything, it's opened my eyes to the fact that I was blind as fuck following Paul and thinking he had anything to fucking teach me. All he did was, again, give me an excuse. And I'm not saying it's completely his fault. It was my fault. I wanted to watch someone like that. I wanted to have this cathartic release of like watching someone who was mad about all the same shit I was and who was just cynical and angry. I wanted that. But that's all you've ever preached. It's all you've ever pushed. You're unhealthy, Paul. You're unhealthy and you need help. And so that being said, I don't know why I should care about your opinion of me. As far as I'm concerned, your opinion of me is tantamount to Brett Keene's opinion of me. I just don't care. I don't care. You're not a valuable enough person for me to give a shit what you think of me. You can think that I'm
the goddamn devil. You can think I'm Hitler reincarnated. It really doesn't matter. And that's something I'm trying to learn more and more, to just not give a fuck what dumb fucks think about you, because it just doesn't help. Doesn't do anything for you. How what's the point in letting idiots' opinions of you sway your own view of yourself? I know I'm doing the right thing. I believe I'm doing the right thing. So if other people think I'm not, okay, cool. View me however you want. Doesn't change the fact that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm not going to stop doing it. Doesn't change the fact that I believe in the actions that I take. I believe in the things I advocate for. Don't worry, Jamie. Another seething ideology about Jamie is coming. Oh yeah, it probably is. And I'm not going to watch it, because I've already heard all of Paul's dumb fuck criticisms of me. I've heard it all already. There's nothing new. I've given Paul the benefit of the doubt. I've sat there and listened to his character attacks towards me. I've listened to his ad homs and gaslighting and bullying. I don't need any more of that in my life. Same reason I don't watch Brett Keane. I don't care about it. I don't care about the drama that much, Paul. See, if I was a drama streamer, I'd have done a stream the very next day after that debate, and I'd have talked about it. I'd be like, fuck Paul, and I'd been doing, like, you know, trying to get Paul's attention, trying to bait him into, like, responding to me again. I know he'll respond to this, but I'm not going to respond to that. I'm just not. And I'm not saying that I'll never mention Paul's name again. I probably will. And maybe someday I'll go after one of his positions again, but for the most part, I don't need that kind of shit in my life. I just don't. I tried to be decent to Paul. I tried to be a friend to Paul. I tried to build bridges, extend an olive branch. Paul's not interested, so I'm not interested in him. Let's see. Dude, like I said, I know I'm going to get criticized for doing such a long stream about this, but honestly, I could have done like 2 more hours about this. I could have, like, if I wanted to, I could have sat through this entire stream and commented on every little thing. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to respond to specific timestamps. And I know I can be a bit long-winded, so the more timestamps I have, the longer I'm going to drone on. So, here, I've only got a few more. Drama arc right now, because as you know, there are people out there who have abused their positions of power to hurt multiple fucking people, and I am friends with multiple victims of this person, and I want to give them a platform, my tiny ass little fucking platform, because no one else would fucking talk about it, so I'm allowing them to come on my platform and maybe push this a little bit further. But that's it. I've told people I've said, if you're coming to subscribe to me for the drama, unsubscribe when it's done, because I promise you this is not going to be the same channel when it's done.
I don't supposed to be a moderator. Okay.
Dude, when I look at the views on your channel and how the what? I'm sorry, what?
No, I said someone was like, "Is TJ supposed to be a moderator?" What do you want me to moderate here? Am I supposed to be like, "Guys, calm down"? Like, they're fucking hashing it out. What do you want? Fuck you. There's no need to interject. I interject when I need to.
Nah, TJ, you have not been a great moderator, but whatever. TJ is not a professional moderator. He doesn't know how to moderate a debate, so I'm not going to hold him to that too hard, but I don't like the way he handled this on several counts. And I do believe that this debate was not moderated really at all much. There were only a couple times when I was able to get TJ to shut up Paul so I could continue what I was trying to say.
Or when I need to yell at you for being stupid in the chat. All right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not only does Chelsea win, but Chelsea was right.
Chelsea's always right.
I learned that from you. Look, I'm sorry, what the fuck was Jae Darké just talking about?
You were talking when TJ interrupted.
Basically...
Oh, radical honesty, because I've had people say some shit to me that, like, I thought about down the road. I was like, okay. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to give that to you, because I'm just going to give you, like, you asked, like, what's
Yeah, he's not trying to help me or anything. No. He's just, like, oh my God.
your deeper problem with me? And the answer to that is there's no deeper problem. Like, honestly, your existence is something that I only notice when it comes across my path and shit. And I really don't care what you're out there doing, and, you know, I don't oppose or support you, really. But I've been aware of you for a long time. and I'm
Yeah, fuck off. You absolutely oppose me. Don't pretend like you're not like in direct opposition to me right now after this fucking performance. Look at this liar. Look at this lying ass fucking dipshit. I'm not against you or anything. I just don't like you, and I'm gonna fucking shit on you at any chance I get.
and you finally have like not necessarily reached a level of notice, but you've insinuated yourself in enough shit that you got on my radar. And when I checked it out, it's bullshit, and it completely contradicts everything you just said about your channel. By the way, it's been nothing but drama.
No,
You look at your fucking
but
channel, all the views on your channel.
it's bullshit. Like, see, that I feel primes people to think that what's bullshit? The drama that I'm talking about is bullshit? Are you saying that the stories of Ben's victims are bullshit? Are you saying Taylor's story was bullshit? Fuck you. I let victims tell their fucking stories. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, Paul. Holy fuck. Why don't you tell that to Taylor? Holy fuck. I'm surprised TJ and Scotty didn't both smack you upside the head after you fucking said that shit. You uncharitable fucking asshole. I don't care about abuse victims. What are you doing, bitch? Even if you don't like me, you should be at least not fucking opposing me on this. Stop pretending you don't. This is all priming people to fucking disregard anything said by Jamie. Anything on Jamie's channel. Oh, it's just a drama channel. Don't even bother looking at it. It's a drama channel. It's fucking dumb. Jamie's a grifter. You're a hanger-on. You're a clout chaser. And everything you say is bullshit. You're a fucking joke.
Channel drama
No,
views,
no,
like
well,
the ones where you don't. No,
my
no,
biggest-
no,
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 Jamie,
Paul,
let's be
no, my
real. Don't
big-
make me go get the fucking shit and share screens.
No, my biggest
right?
no, Paul, let me finish. My biggest dreams, yes, are drama related, and
Drama.
I do realize.
And you're gonna dip your fucking toe right back in the well. You
See, this assumption. You're gonna dip your toe back in the well. Like, it doesn't matter what I say here. It doesn't matter what I say. I say, no, I'm not. He's like, yes, you will, because look how many views you're getting. I don't want views that way. I've had opportunities to do drama streams in the past, and I haven't wanted to, because I don't want to get views that way. And it doesn't matter. Like, I can say that all I want. Only time will tell, honestly. Only time will be able to prove me right. When I'm finally done with this shit. I don't even talk about it that much in between the victim interviews and shit. I talk about it when it's relevant, when I have something to add. I haven't wanted to let the momentum of that shit die down. But I also haven't wanted to artificially inflate it. It's a tight line to walk, because some of the victims still aren't ready to come forward. No thanks to people like Paul, and probably more specifically people like Jeff Holiday, who are actually attacking the victims. But I don't think this shit with Paul helps. I don't think one of the victims that watched this discussion would be like, oh, yeah, I think I should go on Jamie's channel and tell my story. This does the opposite of help. What are you doing?
you make your money on drama.
No, I don't make money. No, Paul knows exactly. Paul watched both of those streams. I know he watched both of those streams. I know he watched the Taylor interview. Someone who's close enough to him, they might as well be family. And I know I'm gonna get shit on by Paul, but he's gonna fucking get really mad because I went down this line of attack. I don't care anymore. I am so done being charitable to Paul's ego. As far as I'm concerned, Paul's ego is a shitty fucking person. He is a terrible human being who doesn't care about a goddamn person but himself. He can suck my fucking cock. Choke on my girl dick, bitch. Actually, no, you don't You're not deserving. All right. That is an honor that is only bestowed to the most worthy, and you are absolutely not worthy of any of this. All right. So I would just bow before me and shut the fuck up, cause all right, there's a few more things that I want to get to here because before we go, I know this stream is running kind of long, and I know I'm kind of very long-winded here, but I got to get this out, okay? I got to get this out so that I can move past it and not talk about it again, because the streams that I've tried to do in between, that this is still on my mind, so I kind of like, I haven't been able to help, you know, talking about this in my last couple streams. I went on a monologue that was not even supposed to be really about Paul, but I ended up connecting it to Paul way more than I wanted to because this shit is on my mind. I need to get it off my chest, okay? Okay? Once it's done, it's done. So let's finish this up. But yeah, just because the highest viewed videos on my channel happen to be drama, that happens on everyone's channel. That doesn't mean that that's what I want to build my channel around. It's just happenstance. It's what happened to get the most views. All right. Doesn't mean it's what I'm gonna do in the future. Money doing this, Paul. I make nothing.
You don't
I make barely anything. I'm lucky if I make like $60, $50 a month doing this.
That's not nothing.
Like,
trust me, that's not nothing.
No, sure, but
you better be thankful.
I love how he like first insinuates that like I'm making my money off of this, and then I'm like, actually, I'm not making that much, and he's like, oh, that's not nothing. I know that's not nothing, dipshit. I thank every single one of my fucking donors, and you know, I'm always telling people they don't have to donate because I get it. It's hard out here. Look, I'm broke. I need money. I get that. And because I get that, I'm never going to expect anyone in my audience to donate to me because I realize there's a lot of other people that are broke and that need money too and that can't afford shit. So why am I going to sit here and shame my audience and try to, like, you know, force them to donate to me when a lot of them can't? That's my big criticism of Pimp Monk, but this isn't about Pimp Monk. I did my stream about Pimp Monk. But yeah, I like... This is trolling. Oh my god, this fucking trolling.
Well, for every one of them.
No, I absolutely am, and I absolutely am grateful to all my fucking subscribers, but like, I don't make a living off of this, and honestly, I don't want to make a living off of drama. I've said I'm perfectly content. I'm only doing the drama shit because it's something I feel like I need to do right now, because I need to expose a predator that no one else wants to expose. When I'm done...
All the drama shit has everything to do with a fucking predator on your channel.
What?
Your channel was drama way before
No, it wasn't.
this latest
Wait,
arc.
if you're gonna talk... See, no, it wasn't. It was not drama. See, he tries to go back. We already fucking discussed the fact, yes, back when Paul came on, it was stupid, it was drama, it was bullshit, and I hated that. I hated everything about my fucking channel back then. I still hate it. And if I didn't have so many co-hosts back then that I'm not on good terms with, I would probably look at more of my old content and, you know, roast it on stream. I do a little bit of that from time to time. I did some of that on my last patron show. Talk about stuff that's from before I came out and like way back when...
No, I'm not even talking about stuff.
What's the drama then? I talk about politics and shit. What's the drama?
You were involved in all kinds of fucking drama back in the day.
What? See, he's trying to say, he's going back and forth literally between, oh, you're a drama channel and you were doing a lot of drama back in the day. No, you're doing drama now. No, you were doing it back in the day. Like, pick a goddamn position, Paul. Holy shit. Back in the day, I don't even... Paul, I realize...
Accusations came out as Jae Darké on the Hopium Den, which, by the way, that little cute little name that you picked, Opium Dens, were places where women were raped for money.
Yeah.
So you might want to think about choosing something a little more...
I love this. He tries to attack me on this, and then when I engage with it in good faith and you know, take the wind out of his sails from it, because I'm sure he expected me to like have a reaction where I was like, fuck you, there's nothing wrong with this name, how dare you fucking say, or whatever. But like, here, we'll just watch.
Cheerful or a little more woman friendly for your name. But you know, I'm just talking about inclusivity.
It's a den of hopium. I want to push hopium. Okay.
No, it's you took it from Opium Den though, right?
Yes, it's a play on words, Paul.
Opium dens were places where women were raped for money.
Yeah, but it's...
Okay.
I don't think the name is that problematic. I don't know. If people in the chat, if you guys think it's problematic, I'll address it. Well, I've been trying to come up with a decent name. See, I try to address it in good faith, you know, and because, yeah, honestly, because I don't care what Paul thinks about it, but if people in my audience, guys, and this still stands, if any of y'all think that the name, the Hopium Den, is actually problematic, I'm willing to address that and hear arguments for that, and, you know, maybe, but maybe I might change the name, but that's because I don't want to, like, make people uncomfortable. I don't want to be an asshole. And if I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it. That's hopium related. It was called the hopium hour before. I stopped calling it that. Jamie, did this fellow say anything complimentary or humanizing throughout the entire stream? No, not even. Again, you guys can go back. I looked at the point where someone sent a super chat asking us to give each other a compliment, and I was able to compliment Paul and actually give him a sincere compliment. And Paul was able to say is, well, you're not the biggest piece of shit. You're not the dumbest fucking idiot that I've ever talked to. Like, holy shit. I do actually think that's a little problematic, but whatever. I mean, look, I think, I get it. Opium dens were not good things. I know they still exist in some places. They're not good things. But that was kind of the joke that I'm trying to be the inverse, because I believe opium dens are, they're places of despair and negativity, and they're places where people spiral into drug use and depression and shit like that, and it wasn't a good thing. And I'm trying to take it and say, well, I want to be the inverse of that. I want to be a den of hopium, of positivity, of optimism. And yeah, I don't know. I was calling it the hopium hour before then, but then I was like, this show isn't an hour, and I'm not Egghead, so I'll change the name. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still looking for. I'll take suggestions for new names if anyone's got one. Again, I don't think it's the most problematic name ever, but if people can provide me good arguments for why I should change it, then I will. Because my streams aren't an hour, and I'm not fucking Egghead. But whatever. I'm trying to come up with a name. I thought it was a clever play on words. If people think it's
Jamie, I'm fucking with you.
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to engage. No, I'm trying to engage with your criticism in good faith. All right, if you
I'm
think
just fucking with you. Look, we're at the end here.
See, I try to engage with criticism in good faith, and he just, it's just a joke. I'm just trolling you, Jamie. So you should call it the Egghead Hour instead. Yeah. Anyway, I got like two or three more timestamps. Okay, let's go to this point. 2 more minutes in. Oh. Yeah, let's listen to him attacking skeptical Jesus for agreeing with me.
So you gotta eat shit. But the guy on the end, man, all he gets to do is eat shit, dude. All the little hopium dinners in here, trust me. Trust me.
I have
Jamie,
seen enough people. I have seen enough people in TJ's chat say that you're wrong, who I've never once before seen in my own chat. All right, but that's neither here nor there. Okay.
Paul decides he wins. Very objective. Who are you,
G-Man,
Professor?
G-Man wins. G-Man wins. I don't know if you guys heard, but he was like, because that was skeptical Jesus who said that. It was like, yeah, Paul declares he wins, which is a good point. But like, skeptical Jesus, what a fucking again, very likable dude, very good dude. Thank you.
Into the fray with Dark.
Very true. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. Fucking skeptical Jesus, yo. A dude that hasn't fucking hurt no one, doesn't have drama with anybody. Like, fucking piece of shit for agreeing with me.
Yeah. You've always been pretty
Paul does not like dissent. Nope.
Damn smart. When did you become a dumbass?
See, anyone just... Yeah, you've been pretty smart because from what I've seen, you've mostly agreed with me on stuff, but now you're disagreeing with me on stuff, so you're an idiot. Disagrees with you and they're a dumbass. This is what I'm talking about, Paul. Someone disagrees with you, they're an idiot. They're a dumbass.
No, you're an idiot, though.
Holy fuck.
TJ disagrees with me, and he's not an idiot, so I just proved you wrong. But you're an idiot, though.
Yeah, you know why TJ's not an idiot? And I should have said this during the stream. The actual reason is because Paul knows that he would be nothing without TJ. Objectively, he would be nothing without TJ. And this comes to my overall point. And I do believe... I do believe that overall... Paul's biggest contention with me, he hates the fact that I've gotten any recognition from a community that he's part of. He hates the fact that TJ pays attention to me, and that I've gotten several followers from being close with TJ. And I really do believe that Paul is narcissistic enough that he believes that he is the only one deserving of gaining that kind of prominence through TJ. I do believe that. And again, I might be wrong about that. I'm willing to admit that, but charitability aside, I've tried to be super charitable with Paul, but again, the way he treats me, like I don't owe him that anymore. I don't owe him that charitability or respect. He's been extremely disrespectful to me. So I'm going to call out something that I've suspected for a long time, which is that Paul, who, yeah, would be nothing without TJ, looks at me and sees that I'm gaining some level of prominence thanks to my connection with TJ, in part, not entirely. And Paul is bitter about that because he thinks I'm not even close to deserving as he is. He thinks he's special and he's talented. In fact, I remember watching Ideologies back in the day where not too long ago, like maybe a year or two ago, where like Paul was talking about the fact that some people are just born talented, and I've seen him like admonish people who think they have what it takes to be live streamers, and they don't realize. And I don't even know, that might have been a low key jab at me. It might not have been, but I've seen him say shit where he's like, people think that all they have to do is just like, get a camera and start live stream, and that they can be successful, but they don't realize that, some people got it and other people don't got it. And, implying that, yeah, he's got it. He's someone who's naturally talented, but other people trying to become prominent on YouTube. No, we're not deserving. Paul is deserving. Paul is a naturally talented, amazing individual who is absolutely deserving of prominence, and someone like me, I'm just a worthless idiot. I'm not even close to worthy enough. He literally tells me multiple points in this discussion, I need to know my place. I need to know my station. My station? Paul, I'm a human being. You're a fucking human being. The fact that either of us have any fucking viewers is down to luck. Sure, there's a level of skill involved, a level of talent. I'm not saying you're not a talented dude. You are. But just because someone's not quite as naturally talented as you, and by the way, naturally talented, you brag about being trained by one of the greatest acting teachers in the country. Like, clearly you had some training, and you've learned, you've honed your craft over the years. I'm not saying I'm even close to where you're at, but you got to start somewhere. I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to improve. What's wrong with that? I'm not as good as you, I'm not as smart as you, I'm not as talented as you, so what? There are people that are infinitely less talented than either of us who are a million times bigger on this platform, and you know it, Paul. You know it. And there are people that are more talented than either of us put together who have infinitely smaller channels than either of us. You know it means nothing. So you trying to pull rank like this is utterly disgusting and narcissistic and backwards. And again, really fucking uncharitable, because you know what? People could have looked at you that way when you were smaller. TJ could have looked at you and be like, why should I even bring you onto the Drunken Peasants? You have like no subscribers compared to me. You're nothing on this platform. Why should I lift you up? Because Paul is more deserving than the rest of us, guys. Paul's uniquely, oppressed and has gone through unique struggles that no one else could understand. Everyone else's hardships and struggles be damned. Because Paul's deserving. But I'm not. I'm not deserving of more viewers. I'm not deserving of being able to make a living off this platform. Jamie, he didn't have a fucking pool, you insensitive ass. I barely had a goddamn house to live in. I'm not going there. I'm not doing the oppression Olympics shit. But, like, I've been lower class my entire fucking life. I had a very shitty upbringing. But I don't carry that around and be like, see, guys, and this is why I'm deserving of this and that, and this is why it's okay for me to treat people like garbage. No. My shitty upbringing, the shit that I've been through is not other people's problems. It's no one else's problem but mine. We've all got shit. We've all dealt with shit. And you know what? Because I've gone through what I've gone through, I'm able to look at other people and recognize the fact that there's a lot of other people that have gone through similar shit to me that I could never understand. That's why I try to be charitable. That's why I've tried to be charitable with Paul up to this point. Because I don't know every little detail that's gone on in his life. I don't know everything he's been through. And I don't want to make assumptions about him. I don't want to make assumptions about anybody. Especially people that have, that haven't given me reason to. He's got a bad back. Yeah, I've got a bad back too. I never had a pool as a kid either. Boo fucking who. Have some modicum of respect for TJ.
Well, I would have some modicum of respect for you if you were half the fucking...
Again, I should have said this. Not just he has some modicum of respect from TJ. He has to have a modicum of respect for TJ. If he shits on TJ, if he goes as hard on TJ as he's going as hard on me, that might not be too good for his relationship with TJ. Someone that, again, he'd be nothing without. And I'm not saying that to shit on Paul and say he's worthless, because no, I think he's talented. And I think he is deserving of some level of respect, some level of success. Absolutely. But he's not the only one that is. He's not the only one with potential. And him acting like he's better than me, that's my overall contention with him. You're not better than me, Paul. You're another human being just like me. We've gone through our shit. We've had our experiences in life. We all want to be successful. We all want to make something of ourselves. Fuck you for thinking you're more deserving of that than I am or than anyone else is. Yes, I've heard that song. We don't talk about that person here, all right?
Individual or
You don't know me. You don't fucking know me, Paul.
I do. Well, I know you from your content.
You barely know my content. You even said that you come in for a few minutes and then you leave because, oh my God,
you
you're
were
so
plenty proud to
stupid.
trade off of my name back when it was working for you, but now that I'm...
I see, again, he goes back and forth, back to me back then, and then me now. Oh, well, back then I was doing drama shit, and back then I was trading off of your name. Yeah, I got Paul on a stream, and, you know, that was really big for me, but, like, forgive me for, you know, taking advantage of the fact that I got a tiny little break on YouTube, got a little bit of prominence, okay? Excuse me for doing what I can to rise the ranks and become some level of successful here. What did you do? Nothing. Look, I have personal history with Marshall Manson, and we're not friends, okay? That's all I'm going to say. There's bad blood, and it's... There's nothing anyone outside of my family needs to worry about, okay? I'm related to him. There's family drama. There's roommate drama that happened, and that's all right? Not my favorite person.
Not... You know, I don't know you, right?
Holy fuck, Paul.
Holy fuck.
I have a
Paul
stutter.
just hit me with another one.
I have a stutter, Paul. You keep making fun of that? Holy shit.
I'm not making fun of your stutter. I'm making fun of your constant, like, everything I say astonishes you somehow. Like, it's getting old. Like, it's getting real fucking lame.
It astonishes me because it's not that it astonishes me. It's like, holy fuck. I can't speak. I can't speak. I'm trying so fucking hard, and I can't get a word in edgewise, and everything Paul says is fucking ridiculous. Spills the tea. Aren't you supposed to be a drama channel? Yeah. If I was a drama channel, by the way, y'all would know exactly what happened between me and Marshall Manson. But, no, I'm not interested in starting drama with his dumbass, all right? In fact, I haven't talked about him aside from other people bringing him up to me. And me just clarifying that, yeah, we're not friends and I don't... Yeah, anyway.
Could you please stop acting like everything I've said is the most astonishing word that a man has ever uttered? Thanks. It's a little off-putting in conversation.
Yeah, well, you're a little off-putting in conversation.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry. How can I make myself more inclusive?
There's clearly no... Yeah, you're not very inclusive. And you know you're trying to push a political movement, but you literally even said you don't care about...
people are on your mod team?
What? It's not about trans people, dude. You're not trying to be inclusive in your movement. You literally said that you don't care about pulling people over to your fucking movement, but he has to bring up the trans mod thing again and again and again. Yeah, guys, I'm not talking about Marshall, okay? I don't want to hear about it. I like, you guys know now? We're not talking about him. Anyone who brings him up again, yeah, you can time them out.
How many trans people are on your mod team?
A bunch. Most of my fucking audience is trans.
How many?
I don't know what this would prove. Like, this was so dumb of him. And this was the second time he brought this up, too. How many trans people are on your mod team? Doesn't fucking matter, bitch. Doesn't matter. What? Even if I had no trans people on my mod team, what's his point? I'm trans. He's saying he's more pro-trans than me because he has trans mods and I don't. And again, yeah, I got a bunch of trans mods. There's at least 3 of you who've been in the chat tonight. Anyway.
How many? I don't want a bunch. I want numbers. I know numbers on my mod team. I know how many mods I have.
I don't know, 5 or 6.
You realize that I have the same amount of people that are trans openly on my mod team?
And proves nothing,
though, right? Because I disagree with you as a trans.
What I said is you're not interested in being inclusive. Proves not. What a dishonest argument, dude. You're saying I'm not inclusive, but there's trans people on my. It wasn't about trans people. Anyway, we're almost done. Almost done.
TJ disagrees with me all the fucking time. But I make a business of having dialogue with people.
But again, you respect TJ. You don't respect the people in your chat.
I don't, because people earn respect from me. It's not something that I give freely as like a gift to everybody.
You don't give people a baseline of respect.
You don't have a position of your own.
See, that's the difference between me and you, Paul. I try to give people a baseline of respect because.
Well, that's dumb.
And again, the only reason he disagrees with TJ, but it doesn't rise to this level, is because I don't believe it would be advantageous for Paul to do that at all. I think he knows that. Why?
Because respect. You ever heard respect is earned?
Sure.
Not given freely.
I don't believe respect should be earned. By the way, I think we should depends on the level of. You don't have to super respect someone, but a baseline of I respect human beings. I respect my fellow humans. You know, and I should have brought this up. The fact that Paul, why are you gendering me properly? You know, why are you calling me she? Right? Because you believe in being respectful to me and all trans people. By extent, right? It's respectful to trans people to gender them properly. All right. I'm not saying you need to love me. I'm not saying you need to hold me in high regard, but a baseline level of respect. You're willing to gender me properly, but you're not willing to speak to me outside of that like a human being. I don't necessarily treat people like a human being. Okay.
Politics shit. Problem with you is.
What is it, Paul? I don't.
You're a hanger-on.
Okay.
You're a leech. You always have been. You still are. You don't have the intellectual fortitude to read books and come up with your own.
I love how I even asked him throughout this debate. He was like, "You've never read a book," and I was like, "Recommend a book to me. I'll read it," and he just ignored it and kept yelling. Yeah, I've already I'm a hanger-on and a leech. Did I take advantage of my connection with TJ and Paul a little bit back in the past to gain views and shit? Yeah. Yeah, why not? What? You're gonna fucking admonish me for doing something that any fucking YouTuber would do? It's hard out here, bitch. We're all trying to make something of ourselves. You can't grow on YouTube without having connections to other people. Okay? Yeah, he did go in circles this whole stream. That is true. I'm trying to progress, and Paul just keeps taking it back to the same shit. We're all trying to make something of ourselves. It's hard. It's hard on YouTube. Yeah, if I've got a connection to someone who's a bit bigger, I'm gonna try to collaborate with that person. Yeah. Why not? Fuck you. That's exactly how you made anything of yourself, Paul. You're a leech. You're a hanger-on. You'd be nothing without TJ. How dare you, Paul? How dare you use TJ's name to make a name for yourself? You grifter. I could use the same line of attack. everything that Paul says, like, could very easily apply to himself, which is why overall I do believe most of this shit is just projection. I think Paul sees things in me. He thinks he sees things in me that he hates about himself. And as all dishonest, depressive assholes that hate themselves do, they, you know, project and turn their self-loathing out on others. And that's what Paul's doing. And that's why, honestly, overall, I don't know if I can stay that mad. Paul needs help. I want him to get help. You know, because, yeah, this is not healthy, and it's very clear. He's more taking out his frustration of himself and his frustration towards Vosh and shit like that, rather than, like, he's not attacking me. That's what I've realized more and more while re-listening to this. He's not even attacking me. He's attacking who he thinks I am. And I'm not that person, so how can I stay mad at that? You're attacking a straw man. I'm not that. So I guess keep being mad at your perception of me if it makes you feel better. But I think the projection is quite clear.
Positions, and you believe that you deserve some fucking baseline respect from me when you've done nothing to earn it, because all you do is parrot people. So keep your cold takes and shit out of my shit, and I'll keep my takes out of yours.
I haven't come into your shit with cold takes.
Keep my name out of your mouth, though, because if I hear you talked about me again, then I'll just do it again.
By the way, that is true. The last time Paul attacked me in his chat, I was agreeing with him. I was agreeing with him on something. On our terrible foreign policies and why it's fucked. And he's like, oh, well, you're against our foreign policies, but you voted for a Democrat that continues in... So bad faith. So disingenuous. So uncharitable. Whatever. I don't plan to engage with you again anytime fucking soon, Paul. All right, you're a waste of my fucking time. You're a waste of my time and energy. I wanted to do a nice chill stream tonight and hang out with my fucking chat, and I gotta deal with fucking Paul's ego, thinking he's the arbiter of fucking everything.
You were doing a fucking show about Paul's ego, dumbass.
No, I
you
wasn't.
Got a chance to talk to me directly and acting like it was some imposition on you. What a fucktard.
I gave the stream a random title. I called it Cutting the Salt because I thought, hey, I'll talk about that a little bit.
Oh, that had nothing to do with me, right?
Yeah, dude, I did. So that is true, by the way. I named the stream Cutting the Salt. Because, hey, Paul gives his streams random names all the fucking time, okay? My face was in the thumbnail, and when my face is in the thumbnail, it usually means that it's a free-for-all, and I'm just going to talk about whatever with my chat. But I did kind of want to talk for maybe 20, 30, 40 minutes about Paul, and then move on, and then just chill with my chat. But then, you know, I got trolling from Paul's chat in my chat, and I got, you know, I realized Paul was streaming about me, and you know, and it devolved into this. I wouldn't be surprised if Paul gets off on getting people upset. Oh, yeah, no, he absolutely does. Yeah, that's clearly how he feels better about himself. Being able to make someone else feel like shit about themselves. He's a common bully. Like, it's common bully tactics. Absolutely. It did have something to do with you, because you kind of pissed me off last night.
It did? Oh, okay.
A little bit, but I'm saying...
A little bit? Like just a dash of salt?
That doesn't mean I wanted to spend the whole night talking about you or to you.
You would have.
No, I wouldn't have.
Would have anyway.
Okay, whatever.
To be quite honest with you, Jamie, you should be thanking me and TJ for giving you a platform that's above and beyond your station. You
My
should be acting
station.
like
See, you act like you're fucking superior. See, and anyone who said that what I said earlier was a stretch, you should be thanking me and TJ. He literally thinks he's superior to me. He literally thinks he's superior. And then I'm some low-life nobody who should be honored to be in the presence of TJ and Paul. I feel bad for Paul. He listed off reasons today why he doesn't date women his age because they want stability. Yeah, that's a little telling, but I'm not gonna psychoanalyze that. I mean, on YouTube, he's bigger than you, so what? I'm not trying to address him as another YouTuber. I was trying to address him here as a human being. Again, it's a roll of the dice. There are people whose channels are infinitely bigger than either of ours, who are infinitely less talented than me, Paul, TJ, and Vosh put together. You know that's true. Look at the Logan Pauls of this platform. The dipshits that rise to prominence with no talent. And there's people who are nothing on this platform. Nothing. Who there are people who are nothing on this platform, who are infinitely talented than any of us. Yeah. It's a roll of the dice. If you think it's anything more than that, you're an entitled narcissist. Paul's ego is an entitled narcissist. Okay, you're being banned for being an uncharitable douche. Yeah, fuck off. I don't care. I never said I was the one who's more talented. I'm not that talented. I believe I have a natural talent. I believe I have potential to get better and better. But I don't think I'm deserving of making a living on this platform yet necessarily. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get better. Still trying to work my way up. Improve. Okay? That's what I'm doing. Honestly, I know my place. I do. Paul's like, oh, you need to learn your place. I already know it. I know I'm not that good. I know I'm not some amazing content creator. I want to get better. Because I do think I can make something of myself doing this. And I want to try it. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to entertain people and spread my ideas. And, you know, that's always been a passion of mine. I was a little ass kid thinking like, oh, I'm going to be a preacher one day. Not because, you know, I actually wanted to be, but because I like the idea of getting up in front of people and talking and, you know, having my ideas be heard. And, you know, one of my favorite things about going to church as a kid was when the pastor would make a joke and like the whole church would like light up with laughter. And all I wanted was to be able to accomplish that myself. I want to be able to tell jokes and make people laugh. I want to entertain people. Then when I got older, I realized, yeah, I didn't want to be a pastor. I wanted to be an entertainer. That was just the closest thing that I had a reference to when I was a kid. Yeah, what up, Chelsea? Thank you for look. There's obviously like I'm not terrible at this. Like there's a reason I have like an audience, and there's a reason like you know I'm growing. But like, I think I can be better. I think I can always be better. You know, there's always room for improvement. Here, one more timestamp, one final timestamp, okay? To me, like you are entitled
I'm trying to give you business advice because you claim to want to be a podcaster and you don't want to listen to it because you're all self-righteous.
I'll thank TJ.
Don't go on somebody else.
You're not giving me business advice. Dude, fuck this gaslighting. Oh, you need to be thanking to. You shouldn't be like. No, fuck off, dude. I love TJ. He's a good dude. All right, but like, no, this stream was a waste of my time. And I should have said no because I do think TJ was baiting some drama here. He wanted there to be blood between me and Paul, and that's not what I wanted. And I should have realized that and be like, no, I'm not doing this. But, hey, you know what? TJ was doing what he was doing. You know, he saw an opportunity. He took it. And, you know, Paul doesn't shit on him for that. But me taking an opportunity and being like, well, hey, I got a much bigger YouTuber than me that is asking me to come on and have an argument with someone I disagree with, who's also much bigger than me. So, hey, whatever. I might as well take this opportunity. That makes me a bad fucking person. Yeah, TJ, I know. You provided a forum. I get that. I look, and I said this earlier, and you probably didn't hear it. I don't think you moderated the best way, but I'm not going to hold that against you because I know you're not a moderator. That's not what you do. And honestly, I don't think you would have even had the ability to rein in Paul the way he should have been. So I'm not going to hold that against you, all right? Part of making it on this platform is being a douche, Jamie. I mean, well, I'm trying to be as little of a douche as possible, all right? I don't want to be a grifter. I don't want to be an asshole. I want to be honest to myself and what I believe in. Yeah, Paul did need to be muted while I was talking. And hey, I could have been muted while Paul was talking, but whatever. Like it was a spur of the moment thing. It wasn't planned beforehand. You know, TJ didn't exactly have time to like come up with questions to ask us or try to keep us on. So I'm not going to hold TJ to that. All right. And like I said, it was my decision to go on there. I should have realized that it wasn't going to go anywhere, but hey, I let my charitability get the better of me, and I tried to build a bridge with Paul, extend an olive branch, and he didn't want that. So,
To come here and get quadruple the views she normally gets.
I said you and me arguing.
You should say you should be gracious to your host and say thank you.
Our argument has been a waste of time. Like, what is this? Oh, you're not being gracious to your host because I said this was a waste of time, and like I should be thanking TJ. No, dude, TJ benefited from this, okay, more than I did. I would argue because he made a lot of money off of that stream, okay. Like yeah, I gained some subscribers from it, and I gained some attention from it, but like yeah, no, like I'm not gonna like have to sit there and bow at the feet of TJ and be like, oh, thank you, Lord TJ, for giving me the honor, the great honor of being able to bask in your presence and be on your channel for 5 minutes. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, yeah, I thanked TJ for bringing me on, okay? Like, what is this gaslighting bullshit? That like I'm being an asshole to no, okay? No, it was a waste of my time. It was a waste of a conversation. The only good thing I got out of it was, hey, yeah, I did get some more subscribers and views, and yeah, I thank TJ for that. And yeah, I think I was able to make a decent stream here out of it, you know? And that's that. But yeah, I do think in general, anyone who wants to debate Paul, it's a waste of time. Don't do it because you're not going to get anywhere with him. He's going to be disingenuous, bad faith, and a giant fucking asshole. So, yeah. Wait, Chelsea is a mod here? Yeah, me and Chelsea have been friends for a while. I love Chelsea. Chelsea's dope. I wouldn't go that far. I understand where Paul was coming from. I feel he wasn't open to understanding where Jamie was coming from. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. TJ told me after that that he thinks of you both as friends and wanted to give you guys a place to converse. I don't think anyone expected that bloodbath. Yeah, no, I and that's why I don't blame TJ for that either. I don't blame TJ for the way that Paul reacted. And again, I don't blame TJ for not being able to rein Paul in because I had a hard time with TJ. Of course, Paul had a hard time with TJ. Like I said, I wish TJ didn't interrupt me so much for the super chats, but whatever. It was his channel. He was the one. I mean, I was streaming too, but he was the one who had more viewers, so he had a right to conduct it however he wanted, I guess. But yeah, I think it could have been better, but yeah, I'm not holding him to that. It's not fucking kayfabe. We don't do that here. Yeah. I don't engage in that kind of kayfabe drama bullshit. Okay. I do not. The closest I've come to kayfabe is a hashtag Where's the poop over on Underhaven. I was memeing about Swegta being a creepy poop thief who sneaks into women's bathrooms and steals poop out of their toilet and then eats it. Like that's the closest I come to kayfabe is shit that's like obviously kayfabe. All right. Where's the poop is kayfabe? Damn, I let it slip. Damn. It's not kayfabe. Don't let Jamie gaslight you. See, yeah, like I don't think I have the performative ability to engage in something like this that is kayfabe. I'm not that practiced at that sort of thing at all. Yeah, I'm not a professional wrestler, okay? I'm not a WWE bitch. Anyway, yeah, that's overall my take on. I know this has been a really long stream, but yeah, you know what? Hey, Paul did 5 hours worth of stream the very next day, his post-mortem or whatever. So yeah, I wanted to respond to some various points, and
You know, overall, this is why I am done with Paul. And I don't intend to like I said, I'm not going to never mention his name again, but I'm not going to engage. This overall, this whole thing has been just really annoying, and I let it get to me more than it should. I let a lot of it get to me more than it should, and, you know, I kind of just needed to get this shit off my chest and, you know, bitch about this for a little bit. And now I can get back to my regular fucking content on my channel. And, yeah, there might be some more drama streams, as people call them. How the hell is Chelsea a mod? The other GF went to you, still GF. TJ likes you, but Paul has this aggression and proud. Reciting your 7 stages of grief for Paul. What? God, this smells of kayfabe. I'm sorry, no offense, lol. Dude, you can think what you want. Honestly, I wish this was kayfabe. Maybe it's kayfabe on Paul's part. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I'm sorry, dude. The way, no, that whole conversation was not fun for me. Honestly, I don't enjoy getting yelled at, and I was really burnt out after that stream, and that's why I took a break for the last week or so, because it just, all this shit that I've been streaming about, the Ben shit has been extremely fucking taxing. And yeah, I really didn't need to get into that kind of conflict with Paul. And so yeah, if it's kayfabe, I'm not in on the joke. So you literally knew what you were getting into when you signed up. No, I wasn't sure what I was getting. I mean, look, I suspected, and look, just because I might have suspected what I was getting into and I still engaged in it doesn't mean that it wasn't a negative experience. Stop playing the victim. You could have left. Oh, I could have left and then been called a fucking coward forever. Because, by the way, no, even if I didn't do it, like, Paul and his sycophants would have called me a fucking coward until the end of days. Oh, look at Jamie. Jamie ran away. Wouldn't even fucking, couldn't even have a conversation with Paul. Like, fuck off. Fuck the fuck off, dude. No one cares. Yeah. Oh, someone banned that person. Okay, that's fine. Ask yourself why Paul decided to be a monster to you recently rather than months ago or years before. I don't know. Look, Paul was an asshole to me before, but I do believe that it's because I gained more prominence and I'm more on his radar now. So, I don't know. Something about me just pisses him off. Again, he's super bitter towards Vosh and his fans. That's probably got something to do with it. I think Paul is also very self-loathing and depressive, and probably, again, projects a lot of his self-loathing onto me. You know, because again, look, and this isn't this, by the way, I know I've said this a couple times, and this isn't to, like, shit on Paul, but no, he wouldn't be much without TJ right now, okay? And that's because I'm not blaming him for that, but that's the truth, okay? And I wouldn't be much without TJ today either. And I don't know. I think the bigger I get, the more Paul's dislike boils over, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Whatever. We've discussed it enough. All right. I'm not surprised or disappointed. Went like I thought it would. Still vile. Yeah, no. At the end of the day, the way Paul's behavior is disgusting, and I'm not budging on that position. It was absolutely disgusting. Okay, and not acceptable. And I respect myself more than to let people treat me that way. So in the future, and honestly, guys, if I ever get into a discussion like that where you guys can tell that it's going that way, feel free to tell me to disengage, because I do want to make an effort to disengage from that sort of thing sooner. I should have. I felt at the time, you know, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I leave, I'm a coward. If I stay, I'm a clout chaser. So
I tried to extend the olive branch, tried to build the bridge, tried to come to some kind of understanding, and Paul was clearly just there to troll. So, anyway. Anyway, that's about all. I have streamed way too fucking long tonight. So, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the donations. Those of you that donated, very, very kindly appreciated. Kyle Bradley, who's been donating throughout the stream, I really fucking appreciate that. If you enjoyed this stream, feel free to like, subscribe, share, join my Discord, where you can get notifications of all my future content because YouTube sucks and doesn't notify people. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere else. Consider becoming a patron for only $2 a month, which gets you access to all of my previous patron shows, including a lot of ones where I criticize a lot of my past content, roast a lot of my old shit takes, and I have a lot of fun there. I've done some really, really good content there. I highly recommend it. You also don't have to do that. I appreciate y'all just watching, hanging out, and being positive up there in the chat. And I hope to see you all next time. Have a wonderful night, and peace out. Peace the fuck out, y'all. Bye.